Mother's Day as well. Of course, I hope you've all had a lovely day, and of course, and treated your mums to some lovely gifts and all that kind of stuff as well. And of course, also, it is the ALR Gold French Grand Prix as well. 15 turns, and not the most lovable track on the calendar, is it? But it is, I gotta say, in terms of actually race around here, it's absolutely brilliant. Racing around here is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And we'll go through some of the facts and stats of for the French Grand Prix in a minute. But of course, we do have to address about the very sad events about that happened last night, unfortunately, wasn't it? Of course, the great Murray Walker unfortunately passed away, which is absolutely devastating to me, because he was the reason I got into Formula 1 in the first place. Just hearing his excitement, passion, and like how and just basically how great the sport is absolutely amazing, isn't it? And I was quite devastated last night. Of course, he did have a very good good innings, so didn't he? 97 he wasn't he? But it doesn't make it any less sadder for me. So it's a bit of a shame then that unfortunately Murray Walker is no longer with us as well. But the beauty about that is that we can relive all of his great lines, his great Murrayisms, and some of the incredible races he's commentated over. Because I got to say, a lot of some people do have today fans do get a bit agitated when there's a boring race and all that kind of stuff. But I think when I was watching it in the late 90s, early 2000s, it felt a bit more exciting to me, and I'm wondering if that was probably down to Murray Walker, really, rather than maybe the cars being so good. Because I think that the cars today are great, and some of the F1 personalities and drivers around today is absolutely. I got to say, they're a lot more interesting than some of the drivers that used to race. Remember, we had a lot of paid drivers as well back then. Of course, obviously the most famous one in F1 at the moment is probably Lance Stroll. Having said that, Mazepin is really making a name for himself as well, and also Nicholas Latifi as well. But remember, back then we had the likes of Ricardo Rosset comes to mind straight away, Pedro Diniz, and we had in the late 90s a lot of paid drivers that it really just springs to mind straight away. Of course, very interesting times, I must say. And so on. Just the list goes on, doesn't it? But really, Niki Lauda was also a paid driver as well, wasn't he? And he was also a very good driver, wasn't he? In his own right, winning 3 championships, didn't he? Niki Lauda. Right then, as we're here in Paul Ricard, then of course Paul Ricard did host the Grand Prix in 2018 and 19. It was off the calendar, which a lot of drivers and folks like me probably rejoice, really, as it was not the most entertaining 2 races we've had here, but I think they had a good race around here in 1991, didn't they? When there was a Leighton House, I think that Leighton House was 1-2, wasn't it, around here, if I'm not very much mistaken. Goodness gracious me, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Anyway then, yes, in terms of the history in ALR, well, we've had 4 different winners and 4 different pole sitters around the French Grand Prix in our 4 races we've had around here. Of course, let's read them out, shall we? The Hall of Fame then goes like this. Of course, NWB way back in season 1 then got the pole position and the race win. In season 2, it was Farshot's first ever Grand Prix win, and only ever Grand Prix win in ALR. It was Silent Shifting getting 1 of 3 pole positions in his career as well. Vesley getting it wasn't Vesley. Eat the Cookie got pole position and the race win in season 3. Of course, that was also the time where Granty won his 2nd world championship as well, because we had a random Grand Prix, didn't we? We had a random calendar in season 3, and of course Emerson. I've got to say, it's a bit of a bogey track for Emerson, isn't it? Really, he's got bad hoodoo around here, hasn't he? But he put that to bed, didn't he? With a cracking Grand Prix win last time out. This is the first race in his ALR career where he didn't finish on the podium, did he? But here we go then. So as we now get to let's get to the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And this is the state of play. 75 points separates the current defending world champion Emerson with Knowlesy 75 points back in a moment. He's got a 3-win deficit over himself and Emerson. Incredible stuff. But Cartboy, who's had a cracking season so far and a cracking run of results as well. Only 16 points away from Knowlesy, and he's been on the podium in the last few races. Good stuff indeed. Milan in 4th position. Murphy's retired from the session, down in 5th. And Liam in 6th position. And Total Peas is moved at 7th position. German had a fantastic race. So remember this stage of the season in silver last season. He was brilliant, wasn't he? So I'm expecting more of the same again for Gurman tonight. He's dropped down one position now. Vitard, strong Grand Prix last time out, up into 9th, and Indian Jesus dropping down 2 positions. Then Cowie, the biggest mover, he has gone up into 15th position. Then good stuff indeed then for Cowie after he made his debut last time out as well in the relegation zone. Is this man here, Echo, along with Equals and Guna. Then they are currently facing extinction from gold. Then, but we ain't even at the halfway stage yet. Anything can happen in gold ALR, and it usually does, doesn't it? And another famous line from the great Murray Walker as we come across the line. Then Renault are leading the Constructors' Championship, 92 points in front of Racing Point and AlphaTauri, who are second and third at the moment. Then magnificent stuff indeed. 5 points further back is the McLaren team. They've had a great start to the season. McLaren, I remember they had a horrid season last season, didn't they? 5th position is the Alfa Romeo team. Mercedes are in 6th position. Haas the 7th. Williams has got in front of the Red Bull team, which seems to have a revolving door of drivers at the moment. I'm not sure what Gunar's doing to his teammates at the moment, but goodness gracious me. But they're in 9th, and Ferrari are currently last at the moment in the constructors zones where you're coming down there. I keep thinking that this is the Morsan Straight, which I don't think it is really, is it? I think that's in Le Mans, so I'm at the complete wrong end of France at the moment. Goodness gracious me. Just got Echo then coming down the halfway down the straight as well. Look at this, a lovely bit of sunshine across this beautiful, it's a beautiful part of France, isn't it? This is very much a test circuit, isn't it, rather than a race circuit in my opinion, but nevertheless we have got a couple of good series of corners. I quite like the end in sectors of this race circuit, and personally I actually quite like driving around here as well, only because I feel that I'm actually alright around here anyway. That's my opinion anyway. Right then, we've got a couple of seat altercations that we need to tell you about on board of Echo as he's out of turn 15. Only 15 turns around this elongated circuit. Out of the final turn, we'll talk about the seat change in just a minute, because Echo goes across the line. There's a couple of forced finish lines over here, isn't there? I think it's the second line, and Echo goes fastest, but then he's quickly eclipsed then by Milano, who's gone faster still by over a second then from the Ferrari driver. Good stuff indeed then for the McLaren team. As we already mentioned, the McLaren are doing a very good job in the constructors this season. Vitol has gone second fast man, 10th for second in front of Echo in the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo, of course, were the early pace setters in the constructors, weren't they? But unfortunately, they've fallen further back with Murphy having a couple of gremlins as well. So hopefully we can get that sorted. And here comes Liam then coming around at turn 10 as well. Let me quickly dive into the comments. Actually, before I do, let's say a big welcome, shall we, to Dynamo Dan, who is in the Williams, and he's replaced Farshot. Unfortunately, Farshot has missed three Grand Prix this in a row. He's only driven in 4, I think, at the start of the season so far. Unfortunately for Farshot, remember he won this race, didn't he, 2 seasons ago, Farshot? So it's a shame that he doesn't return to the venue where he won. I think he won it in his first or second Grand Prix start of ALR as well. So a bit of a shame now for Farshot, and it is a shame that it's the first time actually that he is not going to be a full driver in a very long time indeed. So Dynamo Dan, who is 16th in the Drivers' Championship at the moment now, 8 points, and he's had a very good start to his ALR career, hasn't he, Dynamo Dan is? And I think he's going to be a very good solid point score as well. But both Williams drivers have been replaced before he got to round 10. Farf has graciously stepped back, and as we've already mentioned about the Red Bull revolving door, we'll talk about that in a not too distant future as well, when the Red Bull team, when the Red Bull drivers come out there. Just looking through the comments then as well, as we got a lot of the usual comments as well. About saying that first and all that kind of stuff, and Don Modan going across the line. He is 8 fastest at the moment, and Diego on the back straight. Emerson, of course, the world champion and the man who's leading the championship at the moment. But just going to keep an eye on what Diego does then. So Welsh Maldonado was first, second, and third. Then great stuff indeed. Then is Sam thought he was fourth, but Maldonado got in there a bit too quick. Then we have got TK saying, "Evening, pal. Good evening, TK." Gordo, hello. Good evening, Gordo. Maldonado reckons it's going to 100%. It's going to rain then. Liam is just it says it's going to rain at the end of the race. Goodness me, I love a bit of rain there. Remember, Mr. Lee really announced himself on the big stage, didn't he? In ALR, which he had a great. There's Milan's in the pits. We had a great Mr. Elite, I think this is his 4th Grand Prix in ALR. Absolutely outstanding stuff. And when it started to rain, Mr. Elite just was absolutely magnificent in the wet around here. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Mr. Elite. So, yeah, he would love a bit of the wet stuff again here tonight, wouldn't he? Serious Mush saying, Jesus has returned, and we got Equal saying, we have rain at the end of the race as well. Yes, indeed, then this is going to get very interesting indeed then. Gordo saying, I feel childish laughing at the Jesus joke. Then don't worry, Gordo, because I also had a giggle myself. And Emerson goes up fast and saying, Milan, I should say, just throwing time on the board then, just coming back into the pits and retiring straight from the get-go. He is fairly happy with his performance right from the get-go. Equal's coming in the pits, and Cowie is starting his up, but he's invalidated time. So has Total Peace as well. Total Peace is going to have another bite of the cherry, unfortunately, and so is Cowie as well. Out of the pits comes Gurman and Jonathan and Gunnar as well. So remember, as we said last season, earlier on I should say, last season, that Gurman started magnificently. He started the Haas incredible 7-8 race wins in a row, didn't he, for the what am I talking about? Well, for the Haas team. He was magnificent, wasn't he? Gurman was at this stage on silver in last season, and he was great in Canada a week ago as well. He should have won perhaps in Canada, maybe, but I think that him and Emerson are absolutely Goliath battle, didn't they? It was magnificent, wasn't it? The two drivers there really battling out, and it was a strategical contest. I loved that race. It's probably one of my top 10 favourites, perhaps. And Pease is invalidated again, so he's not going to be he's not going to be a fan of this circuit, is he? Unfortunately for Pease, and Gurman has started us up, and Jonathan is also halfway through his lap as well. There's Mush, it says Dan has lost his keys again then. Dan's not a fan of the old qualifying session, is he? Goodness me. I've been blaming the Alfa Romeo team, but maybe I should be blaming the driver himself, and as Dan just doesn't seem to, could be able to find his car for qualifying. Or maybe the Alfa Romeo team feels that Dan needs some more Driver of the Days awards, and his kart boy is really starting to steal that crown off Dan Murphy, isn't he? And that is quite an important crown, isn't it, for Dan? So perhaps then that's what they're aiming for. On board Jonathan as he comes out of the final turn as well. Two DRS zones around here. What can the British Italian driver do as he comes across the line? He goes 9th fastest then in the Jordan then in the Redo. Then Total Peace is invalidated again. Unfortunately, Emerson's retired from the session. Gurman is invalidated as well. So Gunnar hasn't. No, we're going to stick with Cowie, I think, for the moment, and as he's accelerating out and coming down at the second part of the back straight as well. There's Gunnar in the background, also on a timed run then. We've got Ayrton saying, hello Sean, we may not have Murray Walker anymore, but we still have you, the best commentator on the planet. I wouldn't say I'm the best commentator on the planet, and I think that I got to say, you can probably tell sometimes if I've been listening to Murray Walker very awfully long time, as I do get excited like him as well. But I think what I loved about Murray Walker was yeah, he didn't get everything right, but that doesn't matter, does it really? It's the fact that he brought passion and also excitement into the sport, and he loved it as well. And I think that was the main thing, really, is that if you love Formula One, then of course that's why a lot of people really really loved him as well. I absolutely adored the man, really. He was a brilliant broadcaster. Just watching Nosey coming down the back straight. Here comes Gunnar as well, then out to the phone. So thank you, by the way, Ayrton. That is, I'm really bad at taking compliments, I really am, because I get all blushy and kind of that kind of stuff. Luckily, they're in a camera facing my way. Gunnar is well off the circuit there. Is goodness me, I think that something must have frightened him off. It was Equals. He's invalidated. It's time Equals as though. Here comes Lost Souls then, and of course this is a driver who has been in ALR in the past. Let's talk about Lost Souls, shall we? As he's coming across the line as well. I've got Lost Souls then, who I feel he's had 10. This will be his 10th Grand Prix start in ALR. He's third fast at the moment, having another bite of cherry as well. So good stuff to see Lost Souls back in. He has had 2 podiums to his name as well. He has DNF 5 times, but he has his best finish has been third then as well. So it's great to see Lost Souls back in action in ALR. I'm a big fan of Lost Souls, and hopefully he can get a full-time seat back in ALR and really make a fist of things again. Because when he's on it, he's pretty impressive indeed, isn't he? Lost Souls. I think he was in the Williams team last season, wasn't he? Equals is invalidated. Something Gunnar is 16th for the moment, and Total Peace is coming back on track as well. Equals and Gurman are also on the circuit. Gordo saying this track isn't fun to watch, but it's really fun to drive. I agree with that. Wholesome, really. It is a cracking track to drive. I really like like driving this track, but it's not a very good track to watch in terms of real order Formula One. I think in terms of ALR Esports, it's absolutely magnificent to watch. It really is indeed. Then it's just watching Esports preparing the car. Gurman's on the back straight, and what is P's also on the back straight as well. P's really putting himself into some unnecessary trouble here. The lap time around here, as you can see, then we're in the 27s already, so I expect to be in the 26s at the very least by the end of this. On board V-Quads now as he comes into turn 1 and 2. Look at how much he's almost off the circle there. V-Quads, this is impressive, isn't he? He wants to open up the corner as much as possible out of the first chicane. We've got Gordo saying Los Souls. I've seen that name before. Yes, he's this is 10th Grand Prix start in ALR. Good stuff indeed, and great to see Los Souls back in action. Yes, he is our old racer as well. Hello, Gio. Well, good evening, Gio. Yes, hello. We've also got Echo saying, evening, Sean. There's nothing wrong with the car except it's on fire. Definitely one of my favourite Murrays. Indeed, it was. Was that Pedro Diniz in '96? I can't remember. It might have been, wasn't it? When in Argentina, when Pedro Diniz's Leisure just went up in absolute flames, didn't he? That was incredible stuff indeed. And I think the other one I liked was when he said that I was going to start the stopwatch as well. I think that was in Monaco, one of the early 80s Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then keep your Murrayisms coming in, and keep your favourite Murray Walker quotes, and also your memories as well, because I think that one of my favourite memories of Murray Walker was the British Grand Prix 1998 then, where he and Martin Brundle took the two-seater McLaren for a spin as well. That was a great segment from ITV, actually. I absolutely love that. That was cracking stuff indeed then. I go remembering he touched Mansell's bump as well. Yes, indeed. Then I think Mansell had a huge bump, didn't he, on his head? And I think it was caused by a crane, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. He goes 15 fast. He's still very much lingering in the danger zone. Dynamo Dan then is having another bite of cherry. His teammate is having some issues again. Total PZ with 3.5 minutes to go. Total PZ is a top runner by the moment, and he is at in the drop zone on board Gurman. Car boys retired from the session. Gurman, of course, let's see what he can do. And he was magnificent 2 weeks ago, wasn't he? Let's see if he can really find his form once again. And over across the line, Gurman does it. Is it going to be enough? It is enough. He's behind his teammate at the moment, Cowie, but that's a very good time indeed. Total P's having another bite of cherry as well, but going to keep an eye on his teammate Dynamo Dan then out of turn 10 as well. You got Tango say, if I'm honest, I would pick Axe if I could pick Axe, if I could take a pick, Axe's circuit, if I could, then I finally got there eventually. Yes, I think I'm with Gordo on this one. I do like driving this circuit, but yes, I feel that Indian Jesus gone third fastest. Incredible stuff indeed there from Indian Jesus. Dynamo Dan has moved up to 11 fast as well. Much better second bite of the cherry there from Dynamo Dan. He is currently up into 11th position, and good stuff indeed then from Dynamo Dan. Just taking a look then, there is Indian Jesus, a good time indeed. We're on board with Total P's then, lovely blue and red helmet. A couple of drivers do have the black helmets tonight. There's a couple of drivers that might have the colours of the British flag as well, because Murray Walker's helmet, when he was driving that two-seater McLaren, did have the British flag on top of his helmet as well. He also had a yellow helmet as well when he was doing when he was running the McLaren, wasn't he, back in the early 80s. I think it was the 83 McLaren, wasn't it? I think that he was in the same McLaren as John Watson, wasn't it? That's a finger in the air kind of guess for me, but because my early 80s Formula 1 is very, very appalling in terms of knowledge anyway. But I'm sure it's the 80, wasn't it the 83 McLaren? If anyone knows, then give me a shout in the comments. Total P is coming across the line, and he goes 9th fastest. He gets a time on the board, 9th quickest at the moment, and that is safe as it stands at the moment. Gouda coming out on track, he is not safe, nor is Liam at the moment. Goodness me, Liam there is very much in major issues at the moment. And here comes Diego, 3/10 of a second up. Mr. Elite has just popped on the track, as has Knowlesy as well, second in the World Championship. Last time out, Knowlesy unfortunately didn't get any points, and nor did Murphy in the first time this season. So the first 8 races he has scored, but unfortunately though, he didn't get any points last. Did he get any points last? Am I telling Porkies? Because I have a feeling I'm telling Porkies. No, I'm not. Thank goodness for that then, as I thought he was going to really come in and really kick my keister all over the place. Here comes Diego out of turn 15. DRS then right on the money. There's 2 DRS zones around this circuit. 1 minute to go in this session. Diego is through if the session stopped now, but it ain't going to stop now. So Diego is going to be feeling very vulnerable, isn't he? I think as is this man as well. Liam has got some issues as though he's a second down the second split time. He's abandoned that time and going to go around again. And Mr. Elite has had a bit of a disappointing first sector there. Liam down the back straight as well. Nolte is starting his lap as well. There's going to be a lot of drivers that might have some tears in their eyes. So they might be out qualifying before this thing gets really, really intense then. Mr. Elite then out of the chicane as well then, and now he's on the second part of the straight as well. No DRS on the second part of the straight because I think that it will inquire mainly because of this turn here really, because if you had DRS going through there, I think that it's difficult the best of times, especially if we have the wet weather coming in, which I hear we are later on in the race then. Of course, we might even get some rain in the qualifying session as well, so keep an eye on those clouds above Mr. Elite's head then, because of course it's going to get it could get very rain could come in from anywhere, any stage in this session as well. So very much keep your eyes peeled. Jonathan is retired from the session. He is fairly happy in 5th position moment, and he should be safe. Mr. Lee out of the final turn then. Where does he put himself then? Across the line. He is 13 fastest. Is that good enough then? Nosey is a 10th a second up in the second split time. What about Diego? Diego's in fast 80. He might not have enough time unless I'm out of sync. Here comes up the line then. I am out of sync then, so Diego can go again then, but both Racing Points then really strong, and this is the last time we're going to see Racing Point in the French Grand Prix, of course, because they become Aston Martin for next season, don't they? Knowsley coming over the line. He goes up in the 12th fastest, so that should be good enough. Echoes invalidate this time. Mr. Elite is going for another bite of cherry. Dynamo Dan is out qualifying. Lovely overhead shot here. I'm loving this. 81 hundredths a second up. Diego is in the first sector. Liam is all or nothing now for the Mercedes driver. He has got one corner from home in car 66 in the Mercedes. Both Mercedes. I can't believe I'm saying this. Really in trouble then. Right from the get-go. Liam out of the final turn then. What can he do? Across the line. He is 17th fastest and he is out of qualifying. I can't believe I'm saying that. That is absolute heartbreak. Gunnar is out of qualifying as well. Equals is struggling at the moment. We've got a Haas cut across the line. A Cowie, he finishes off his lap as well. Mr. Lee is currently through by the looks then. So both Ferraris look to be through, but Diego is very much on the cusp as well. But Liam is out of qualifying. That's a big shocker indeed then. Equals, who's very good in qualifying normally, also staring into the abyss as well, out of the final turn at 15 as well, on the loud pedal, not so loud pedal these days, up to the line then. Where does Equals put himself? Is it through? He is through then. Good final time then. Diego coming out of the final turn as well. Dynamo Dan has been dragged into the drop zone, and Diego is also out of qualifying as well. There are some big names that have been knocked out of qualifying one, and my goodness me, I'm absolutely in shock about that, and this is I've got to say, this man I'm really in shock by, and that is a Liam who is really, that is a big blow indeed for Liam, isn't it? Remember, he has had a very good start to his career in ALR Gold. Then he is in 6th position now on a very handy 57 points, 7 points behind his the man who's sharing the back row with at the moment, which is, hang on, my downward arrow ain't working, there we go, is that well, he ain't sharing the back row because there's Gunnar and Murphy on the back row, so that is row 10 then. It is Murphy and Gunnar. Row 9 is Liam and Diego, and Dynamo Dan out of qualifying in 16th position on his first start as a full-time driver with the Williams team then. So Dynamo Dan down in 16th position then. Look how close it was. 7,000 a second separates Mr. Elite and Dan then, between who was going through and who was going out. Very close indeed between the Ferrari and the Williams drivers then. Oh, good gosh then. As I quickly have a quick look at the comments, and I'm sorry guys, I've really abandoned you there, didn't I? Gordo saying the entire commentary of Damon Hill winning the championship makes you want to cry. Yes, indeed. Of course, I think that the Japanese Grand Prix very emotionally charged. Look at how dull it's got in the paddock here. Goodness me. So I think that, oh gosh, I think the drivers might have to get out pronto, because I think there might be rain bubbling up not too far from the course here. Oh dear. So, yeah, the driver's going to have to get out there pronto. Yeah, that Japanese Grand Prix was very emotional, wasn't it? And I think that's probably one of the best clips of the very best clips of Murray Walker's commentary, isn't it, really? Not 30 seconds or so. Camera Racer, hello Sean, welcome back Camaro. Hello all good race gold then. Sarah Smash to say, these times make me want to cry as it's only Q1 then. I can't get into 27th in qualifying 3 then. It's going to get very interesting indeed then. Quinn Tinkwing saying, go, equals that. And it's Tango saying, off it's Tarquini from his BTCC commentary. Yes, indeed. Then it's because I think that Tarquini had a big old smash, didn't he? All the doors were ripped off of that car. Goodness gracious me, then. Because Murray Walker, not only he also commentated on British Touring Car Championship and also a bit of Formula 3 as well, the British Formula 3 stuff, and he liked the Rallycross as well. Out of the pits comes Total P, said, not messing around tonight, Total P, isn't this? He's out there straight from the get-go. He had some issues in qualifying 1 then, so perhaps he doesn't want to cause too many issues there. And so just as Liam saying, I knew I'd struggle here, as he's going to be very disappointed as well then. Serious Russian saying, AF 28.9 is not struggling, Liam, believe me. Equal saying, thank you, Dave, just about that. Last sector is the slowest out of anyone there for Liam, with a laugh and emoji. So Liam just having a couple of gremlins there in that Mercedes, isn't he? Dynamo will produce the same magic as well. Diego saying, bro, I ran out of fuel. If Diego didn't run out of fuel, he might have got through into qualifying 2 now. It was very nip and tuck, wasn't it? Liam saying I lost between 3/10 of a second to a second over the driving that last sector. I just can't get it right then. And Echo saying I loved how he just loved racing altogether, and of course Murray Walker loved everything, didn't he? Whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, it was his passion was absolutely legendary, wasn't it? Really, and such a huge loss. It really is. Total P saying at the moment is invalidated his time. That shouldn't make too much of a difference, though, should it? Because of he's just on an outlap at the moment, along with VTOL as well. It's just on an outlap as well. So let's talk about strategy, shall we? Because we're in qualifying 2. It's around about the time of the stream where I start nattering on about strategy and pretending to know what I talk about, which I absolutely know. I have no idea what's going on, really. Standard stuff, to be fair. But I think in terms of strategy, I basically overheard a driver say earlier on then that it perhaps will be a medium to hard retire strategy around here, perhaps. Is on board Total Peace now, of course, a 3-time Grand Prix winner in ALR. Now, of course, remember, his first race this season, he just absolutely nailed it in the Dutch Grand Prix, didn't he? Really good 7D there for Total Peace, but he needs to, he had a bit of a disappointing race in Baku and in Canada as well. He got some good points on the boards in Baku. Now, though, he was a bit off the pace, though, from the front 2, which was Gurman and Emerson, who we've got to say, no disrespect to Pease or anyone else in that league, but anyone else in ALR, I feel that Emerson and Gurman in Canada was in a league of 2, weren't they? That was magnificent. And then our second league was definitely Milan and Peace. Ellen, almighty battle, didn't they, for the final podium place? It was great to watch. I think some of the highlights ALR just released earlier on tonight then was brilliant, wasn't it, to watch them two go side by side through turn 1 and 2. Magnificent stuff, and I'm looking forward to that. Peace and Milan have always been quite close, haven't they? Very good stuff indeed between those 2 drivers. I'm looking forward to more of the same again here tonight. Terrence Mushroom saying it's going to rain, so strategy will differ. Then again, Jeff is a liar. Oh, indeed he is. Do not trust Jeff, but because he was telling me to do something completely different the other night. Luckily, I did listen to Jeff, and his P's are looking up the inside right front tyre there. Jeff can be a liar sometimes, but that's a very good point from Terrence Mushroom. Even though I was saying it at the top of the broadcast as well about the rain, and I've completely forgot about it, so you can say that I do have a memory like a sieve. Vital down the back straight as well. P's this time, then. He's backed off, I feel, on that soft run then, so I think he was just testing out, maybe putting a bit of laptop into those tyres then, just to give him a bit of a scrub set, maybe for the race perhaps, then, if it does rain at the right time, that might help him out, of course, but having said that, you don't really put scrub laps into these Pirelli tyres anymore. Really, that's more like the Bridgestone Michelin days, isn't it, really? Was it Michelin or Michelin? I call it Michelin personally, but there you go. But my pronunciations of some things is absolutely appalling. As I used to call Sergio Biscuits, because I generally thought that was his name. Of course, he was a Spanish defensive football player. So I'm trying to pretend that I'm cool when really I am not. Vitold then is a very cool customer as well. He's also a very quick customer indeed, isn't he? In the medium shod Alfa Romeo. That's what I'm expecting a lot of the top 10 to go on today, is the medium tires then, but it does depend on when the rain's going to come in. If the rain comes in, of course, then Vitold comes across the line. He's done a 29.8 there. Good time indeed there for Vitold on the medium tires. Of course, then we've got a car in the background just starting their lap. Then we've got Emerson on an out lap at the moment as well. Gurman is really flicking it into the first couple of chicanes here tonight. Goodness me, a lot of velocity, isn't it? Yellow flags out just behind us. Do not worry about those yellow flags, as there'll be drivers that just get out of the way. Here comes Tango on the medium tyre as well. It'd be nice to see my old teammate Vitold get a decent result. I think Vitold had a very good result last time out in Canada. He finished 5th, didn't he? Tango goes fast a moment, and that's a pretty big margin over Vitold in Tango. 6/10 of a second then. Good stuff indeed then. Got a Ferrari driver coming up to the line as well. That is Echo. He is in 3rd position in the Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed then. Echo wearing the black helmet for Murray Walker in the Ferrari as well in car 40. Emerson there, who's on the, it looks like he's on the first part of the lap around here, so I think that the other Renault is John Coxon, who was just coming around the final part of the lap. Then he calls on and out lap of the road, and good stuff indeed there for because he's a very quick driver when it comes to the qualifying. We've got Milan, who's out on circuit as well, but I think it's Gurman who's going to be the first driver to come across the line to post the time out of the drivers that are coming over the line now. Here comes Gurman then. Yellow flag then is one the Renault said have gone straight on. I think it's Jonathan on his quick lap. That's not good for Jonathan, is it? And Gurman goes fast on a 28.7 on the medium tires. Is that going to be a benchmark too high, or for the rest of the competitors? He's 3/10 of a second in front of his teammate Cowie. Goodness me, the two Haas drivers then are looking very strong from the get-go. But what about Emerson? Just as I say that, Emerson is quicker by less than a blink of an eye. Is 200 of a second separates Emerson and Gurman at the moment. And we're going to have round 2 between the silver and gold champion. That is what we want to see. That is exactly what we want to see. What great racing we're going to have again here tonight. I have no doubt about that. Mr. Elite then. I'm finding the wrong drivers every time then. Here comes Carboy. There he is. He comes across the line. He's full fast. He's on a 29.1 at the moment then. Of course, Carboy in the last 2 Grand Prix has of course been on the podium, hasn't he, from the back of the grid. That he's had 2 driver of the day performances, hasn't he, Carboy? Really good stuff indeed then. And I think that's why Alfa Romeo wanted Murphy started at the back of the grid tonight, because his driver of the day mantle is very much under threat, isn't he? Look at that, a lock up at the inside there from Milan in the McLaren. This man has got 6 pole positions, I think, to his name, hasn't he? Now Milan he's a very quick customer in terms of qualifying. Unfortunately, he's not got a race win just yet, as in Milan, but I gotta say, he has been robbed cruelly, hasn't he, when he has had the chance of the race win, and it will come, isn't it? Sometimes it just goes against you, doesn't it? Milan, a very impressive time indeed then on the 28.8 there for the McLaren driver. Really impressive times right from the get-go. Knowles, he goes 7th fastest in the Racing Point. Jonathan there, who has had a issue there in the opening part of the course, didn't he? So he's had to abandon his time. What about the Ferrari of Mr. Elite then? As I've mentioned then, it's one of my greatest memories of Mr. Elite around the Grand Prix here in Season 1 of France. And he's driving the Ferrari this time, and he goes over the line. He's 8th fastest. That is enough to put him through to qualifying 3 at the moment. Jonathan is come back into the pits, and that is not a part of the game plan for the Renault team, is it? Oh dear. And as we're just on board as well then, and as we're just having a look then, and going in to oh goodness me, just accelerating out of turn at 6 and 7 as well, 10th of a second up then, and flying through turn 7 as well on the back straight. That turn 7 claimed I think Bills, wasn't it? Because Bills drove in silver, I think it was, wasn't he? Got on pole position for his one and only Grand Prix, and he went to the barrier, didn't he, after only 7 corners of his silver career, so that wasn't very good, was it, for Bills? But I think that we also had Fisher crash there as well, didn't we, a couple of seasons ago? 1 second up in the second split time there. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as we flick through turn number, I've missed the turn numbers, I think we're on turn 10 here, car 2, which is PZ as, oh, who's that? That's someone who's completely I think it's Knowles, he takes taken the alternative version. There's so many alternative versions there. This is a test track, isn't it? The French Grand Prix. I do prefer Manicure. I kind of wish that they would bring Manicure back, but there you go. I used to hate the turn called Estoril in turn 3. It was a bit of a brutal turn as well. I think in today's day and age as well, it's going to really hurt those Pirelli tires if they go to turn 3. P's gone a tenth of a second quicker then. Good stuff indeed. And that's a very good lap time indeed there for Total P's. Really good time indeed. So I'm really impressed. I didn't sound too excited there, did I? But that's a very good time indeed there from P's. Goodness me. Over a tenth of a second. Well, just say over a tenth. Less than a tenth of a second. Tango is retired from the session. He's fairly happy with his time. Here's Lost Souls, and it's great to see him having a second bite of cherry in ALR. He is a quick customer, isn't he, Lost Souls? And as he's now coming into the final part of the course as well. Then Gunnar's asked the evening show, did you mention about the Spuds results for Emerson yet? Then Sarah's mentioned evening Gunnar. Good luck in the race, Gunnar. Gunnar said evening mushroom, cheers. But then Milan is not too impressed there as he's cursing in the comments there, isn't he? Is Milan in fourth position? Well, then I think that he'd be fairly happy with full position. Is he going to be safe there? Lost Souls also showing that he is a quick cookie as well. Injured Jesus had a very good qualifying one, but unfortunately that's not a very good start to qualifying two. Vital has gone on to soft compound tires, so he is not concerned by going on the medium tires as he wants to start on the soft tires and go for broke there. I haven't said about the Spurs results yet, as unfortunately Spurs did lose. If any of you guys wasn't aware, of course, Gunnar, who believe it or not is a Arsenal fan. Then I think his name does kind of give it away, really, doesn't it? But there we go. Gunnar there is very happy with the North London Derby result. Then P's there is retired from the session now. That's kind of a mic drop, isn't it? Emerson's retired from the session as well. Tango retired as well, but I feel that he is not safe there at the moment. We're going to see what V-Todd can do, what Jonathan Cox could do, and also what Indian Jesus can do as well. I feel that this one is not too long then from I feel that there's a lot of drivers that can still get through in the qualifying three, and perhaps we could be seeing a big name in the form of Tango being knocked out at qualifying two here, which would be an absolute travesty for the AlphaTauri team, won't it? Vital then coming into the final part of the lap as well then in the Alfa Romeo as now into 14, now into 15 as well. There he is in car number 9, locking up the inside front again then. Those tires there are going to be rattling the fillings in his teeth there, isn't he, from Vital if he has, and he comes over the line and he goes fastest on the soft tire, and that is going to very much be a concern for a lot of drivers then who have retired from the session then as well. Lost Souls also retired as well. And so just on board now with Jonathan as well into the final part of the lap as well. The back end is trying to overtake the front there for Jonathan. Having a difficult start to the season. Jonathan is Gurman retires from the session as well. Of course, he's only got 11 points so far. Jonathan has, he should have 16 of course there, but he did have a points deduction there. There's a points deduction there for any driver that retires into the pits, of course. Jonathan goes 10th fastest. That is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. I think he lost a couple of tenths in this part of the track here. Did Indian Jesus do the same thing in the McLaren as he is into the final part of the course as well, into 15 as well? Look at that, then tickle in the 50 mile an hour mark. Knowles retired for the session. Knowles out of qualifying. The man who's second of the World Championship is out. Oh goodness gracious me. Indian Jesus only 12th as well. Oh dear. Carboy is out on the soft tires, and Jonathan, is he going for another bite of cherry? Let's take a look then. Jonathan 7 seconds down. Jonathan is going to be looking nervously over his shoulder, then Indian Jesus also might be out of qualifying as well here. Oh gosh, then the qualifying session has really started to spice up, hasn't it? Down the back straight then once again. Look at the heat haze coming off of the tarmac of here in France. Makes himself in Paul Ricard. Gotta say, it does look like a car partner, doesn't it? A lot of yellow, a lot of blue and red, isn't there? Of course, the blue lines there is abrasive tarmac, and then the red is a super abrasive tarmac, isn't it? Or is it adhesive? Hang on, I'm using all these big words, and perhaps I should just stick to my dictionary. Looked up, then there was a yellow car in front of us. It was Jonathan, as he is just returning back to the pits. I think then as Jonathan there probably needs to get out of the way there. He does get out of the way now. Good stuff indeed there, Jonathan. Did the dirty air on these tires and on these cars is absolutely monstrous now, I say, because these cars are quite monstrous machines, aren't they? Let's see then, is Echo into the final turn. Turn 15 for car 40 in the Ferrari. Out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do. Jonathan then is come back into the pits and I don't think he's got no time. And Echo has gone fast. As said, he is through into qualifying too. Jonathan has been knocked out of qualifying. Injured Jesus is improving his time on the second time run here. Injured Jesus comes across the line. He is through into qualifying 3. Carboy has come back into the pits then. And he thinks he might be safely through. I think that there is one more sting in the tail. No, there isn't, because I think Mr. Elite has missed the benchmark. He is out of qualifying as well, unfortunately, for Mr. Elite. I wonder if he's invalidated his time, invalidated the track layout on the final couple of turns, and because of that, he was deemed then that he was not going to be able to complete his run, and because of that, he's got a red track map, which means he is out of qualifying. So Mr. Elite is out of qualifying. Equals is out of qualifying. Nosey is out of qualifying. Jonathan and Tango also out of qualifying. Goodness gracious me, that is a lot of very skilled drivers that has unfortunately bit the dust at this second hurdle here. We got Nosey, a 3-time Grand Prix winner. Jonathan, a 2-time Grand Prix winner as well. Both out of qualifying. Goodness gracious me, then. That is not what I was expecting then. Serious Mushroom, that last sector by Echo looked so clean and easy there. It did indeed. Echo looked like he was on rails, didn't he, in the Ferrari? And Ninja G said he's come back into pits. He's going to have done 4 laps on the medium tyres. He would have done 2 hot laps as well. So is that going to be a crucial part of this Grand Prix? Well, we're going to find out. That's the beauty about live sports, isn't it? But Indiges is through on the medium tires, albeit he's done an extra couple of laps and might be crucial in this race. It may not be. It does depend about what is going to be what's going to be occurring in this Grand Prix later on. It also depends about the weather, doesn't it? Tango is not mad about that. He may be happy with starting 10th, because he can start at 11th, I should say, because he can start on whatever tyres he wants to. So he'll have a fresh set of boots, whether it's a soft, medium, or hard tyre. I'm wondering then, I don't think it'll be the soft tyres. I'll be surprised to see the red mark soft tyres on the AlphaTauri. But, of course, this is any, you can choose whatever tyre you want, of course, then. And I'm wondering, though, if he does choose a soft tyre, he'll be going for a very aggressive strategy going into the Grand Prix, of course, then. So Mr. Elite then is doing a couple of, I think just a couple of just like tours for the fans, isn't he? So he's now coming back into the pits, and Mr. Elite is out of qualifying, unfortunately, here in the French Grand Prix. But of course, luckily the points are not handed out in qualifying, are they? Our qualifying is this. Equals is 15th, and 14th is Mr. Elite, then 13th is Nosey, 12th is Jonathan, and 11th is Tango. My goodness me, those 5 drivers then, very experienced campaigners in ALR, and we've had former Grand Prix winners, former podium sitters in there as well, and of course Mr. Elite, who finished third in the driver's standings last season as well, down in 14th position. Everyone is on the medium tires in the top 10, apart from the top 2, which is Echo and V-Top then. Is that going to be crucial in the Grand Prix then, in terms of about who is going to be doing what then? Right as we are now getting ready for qualifying 3 then, Serious Merchant saying good place to start, Tango on the medium tires, a nice time then. Echo saying can we start the race like this, as well as Tango, as Echo would get his second pole position of his career in ALR, because remember the first one was very much Nico Hulkenberg-esque, wasn't it, in a very rain slash dry qualifying session, was in the Brazilian Grand Prix, and only his second Grand Prix, if I'm not very much mistaken then, for Echo. Fantastic, wasn't it, on his debut? Come on, Equals, points possible there from Equals. And yes, I think that all 20 drivers is definitely a surefire thing that all of them will be aiming for points. I have no doubt about that. So we're into qualifying 3 then, as well as we've got a couple of drivers there. A Red Bull there, it looks like it'll be coming out. Then we've also got a Williams there on board now, as Total P's is of course near the end of the pit lane here. So he comes out now then, and Equals saying I need them there for Equals, and unfortunately Equals is in the relegation zone at the moment. Of course, ALR does have relegation zones. Of course, it's like the Premier League, really, isn't it? The bottom 3 drivers are going to be relegated to silver. The top 3 at silver drivers are going to be promoted to gold, then, aren't they? I love the system personally, because I think it's great, and of course I'll get my nerdy hat on as well. I get very excited about it. And also, I feel it also keeps the drivers, and it's having a bit of a tough season to keep them on their toes, on their toes, kind of thing, isn't it? Really, so you don't just kind of call it a day. Because you're really going to be very wary of that relegation zone, aren't you? And of course, this is a beautiful plug. Then, of course, we got ALR action tonight, tomorrow, and on Tuesday. It is, of course, tonight is gold, of course. Then tomorrow night is silver, of course. As we've got 2 new drivers there that are making their. I'm not sure if they're making their debut as such, but we've got some drivers that are making their return or making their debut. And so tomorrow we'll talk more about that in the silver qualifying session. And of course, then on that Tuesday night, bronze will be announcing the grid and who is driving where. We've got 19 very good drivers and 1 ginger driver who is not so good then. But of course, I'm not going to name any spoilers or anything like that. But yeah, tune in. It's 7:30 UK time. Then it's the bronze admins of Ayrton and Curly will be taking you through the driver lineup and who is going to be driving where. Of course, the first race, which is the British Grand Prix, starting on the 30th of March, I think, isn't it? Let me get on my calendar. It is the 30th of March. Well, I'm actually really happy about that. Gosh, that was. I'm glad I've been listening. Fantastic. Torpezo is not going to be happy about that. He is invalidated this time. He's going to have to go around again then. Emerson there, as I said at the beginning of the show, then it's a bit of his bogey track, isn't it? Emerson is. Oh, look at that. And he caught the second. He caught the inside curve for turn 2. That almost spat him out wide there, didn't it? And he would have potentially that would have invalidated his time. He's very much on the edge, so that's great, isn't it? Emerson knows exactly where to put the car, doesn't he? And that is why he is a world champion then, as we're on board with Emerson. He's coming down the back straight as well. As Sirius Russian said, the ginger driver is Gary Windass from Corrie joining us then. I'd love to see Dean Windass have a go on this game then. Of course, I don't know why, I just loved Dean Windass when he was playing for Hull. Lovely stuff indeed there. Unfortunately, I don't keep up with Coronation Street anymore. Last time I watched a bit of Coronation Street, I think it was Bradley, wasn't it? Is it Bradley? No, wait, that's EastEnders. Well, he fell off the Queen Vic, didn't he? Or was pushed or something like that. That's the last time I ever watched the soap, or ever seen a soap then as well. As of course, I'm more of a shower gel man these days. Actually, I'm not. I do use both actually because I get very sweaty, especially after commentating in ALR. I need a lot of soap. I need a lot of shower gel. I also need a lot of shampoo and conditioner as well, especially for this mullet at the moment. Emerson there is into 14 and 15 as well. This has been a very nice and tidy lap here from the world champion. He was on pole position last night. Is he going to be the first driver in ALR to have 2 pole positions in the French Grand Prix? Coming out to the line then, he's done a 27.6 there. Good time then. A very good benchmark indeed then. V Top then is aiming for a 27.6. Can the Alfa Romeo driver get close to that? He has done a 28. He's 9/10 a second away then. What about Los Souls making his return tonight in the Red Bull over the line, and Los Souls goes on pole position there. That's a great time there for Los Souls. Oh, I gotta say, and there's some injured Jason Faraday this time, and he's got to go around again then for the McLaren team. We've got a couple of drivers there abandoning their times by the looks at. Cowie then is on the back straight. Gurman is not come out of the pits, I don't think. We're just watching Cowie coming through the very fast at 9 and 10 as well. Serious version, come on Pease lad, as Pease at the moment is in the pits as well, and they are staying. I wonder if they've used an extra set of soft tires, perhaps. That might be crucial in determining who's going to be on pole position there. Currently, it is Los Souls on pole position, and if I'm not, and I think that this will be Los Souls' first pole position of his ALR career, which at the moment he's had 2 podiums in his ALR career in gold, but he's never had a pole position, has he? Los Souls in the gold league anyway. And Cowie comes over the final couple of corners. Final grid hatches are saying he's third fastest at the moment. 4/10 seconds away from Emerson at the moment, and Cowie in his second drive for the Haas team then. Good stuff indeed. We got India Jesus and validated again. Unfortunately, Echo's on the medium tires at the moment. I think he's run out of soft tires, Echo has, so this might be a build-up kind of lap for the Ferrari driver. Of course, he threw on a set of soft tires, didn't he? Sirius Merchant saying holy crackamoly there, as I think he's very impressed with Los Souls, and Los Souls has thrown a proper spanner in the works there. Indeed he has, and hasn't he? Goodness me, I don't think Los Souls would have been on the agenda for any of the top drivers like Pease, like Emerson, like Cowie, like V Todd, like Gurman, Carboy, Echo, Milan, or Indian Jesus. Goodness me, all those drivers there would definitely have been studying their opponents tonight, wouldn't they? But Los Souls is not on the agenda, and that is the beauty isn't about reserve drivers. They're really coming in and showing their stuff there. But Los Sols, this is his 10th Grand Prix in ALR. He was a quick customer, wasn't he? And really, he's showing some pretty impressive times there right from the outset on his return then. And you've got the Ferrari of Echo coming down in to turn one then. Good stuff indeed there. Pease is now starting his lap. Let's go on board with the man who's won 3 Grand Prix in his ALR career as well. Oh, he spat out too wide there. He's gone off then, and total Pease then. Looks like that he has thrown it away then right from the get-go. He hasn't violated his time then, but he's lost an awful amount of time as he's on the sea of blue. And total Pease said he's going to have to come back to the pits pronto. And right from the get-go, it's turn 2 can be quite cruel, can it? Unfortunately, it was cruel for Pease. He was he took in a bit too much curve there. He's got spat on the outside there, understeered the car, and unfortunately that's it then for total Pease. He has time to come in though, throw another set of soft tires on and go back out there. Let's keep an eye on Milan's progress, and a 6-time pole sitter here in ALR. I think he's the 3rd highest pole sitter on the grid at the moment, not the 3rd in history of ALR just yet. His next target is John Cox, who's got a 11 pole position to his name in ALR. He hasn't had a pole position, John Cox hasn't for a very long time then. I think it was last season. Oh gosh, was it Austria? I think it was Austria, wasn't it? It might have been. Gordo is impressed with Pease's first sector there. Impressive indeed. Milan there, clouting that barrier. I looked up and goodness me, and the McLaren was shaking. Was it like Shaky Stevens? Out of the second chicane as well. He's gone purple, 48.7 in the second split time as well. Milan throwing it into turn 10. It's got a name on it. Is it Le Cisse or something? I don't know. No, that's a footballer, isn't it? Cisse. I think it is indeed. And of course, a former Liverpool striker. I loved Cisse. I thought he was magnificent. Anyway, enough about that. Back to the action. Milan then is now into the final part of the sector as well. This is a great final sector as well. Look how hot it is out here. I do not believe it's going to be raining. Look at the eyes there. Had a quick view through the crash over there. There's a clear visor on the McLaren driver. You see the focus in Milan's eyes as he comes out of the final turn then. DRS wide open then. What is it? It is pole position there. He's got a 10th of a second quicker. And Milan then is on course for a 7th pole position of his career. But there is drivers queuing up to stop him. Here's one of them. It's German coming up to the line as well. North short in the straight. Is that going to be a crucial? He's so full fast at the moment. Very close indeed then. Look at the top 4. Incredibly close indeed then. Here comes Cardboy. He is 6 fast on a 28.2 at the moment. Indian Jesus back out on the circuit. 3 minutes to go in the qualifying session as well. There's Cardboy as he cuts the course. It's Milan who's on pole position then. 27.5 at the moment then. Second position is at Souls then. Is Cardboy is just clouted into the polystyrene. Third position is Emerson at the moment. Emerson down in third then. The 23-time Grand Prix winner. Impressive stuff indeed then. Imagine if it stayed valid then. Gordon saying, fun fact, the Paul Ricard circuit has 167 possible layouts. It's probably already been said, but I think it's amazing. And no, it hasn't been said then, and that's a great fact indeed. And I love facts like that. Keep them coming in, ladies and gents. And yeah, 167 layouts. That's crazy, isn't it? That's why there's so many, that's why it does feel like a test track, isn't it? You can see you've got an alternative layout in the background now. I love facts like that, and brilliant stuff indeed. I'm going to keep that in my repertoire for tomorrow. Great stuff indeed. Thank you, Gordo. Formula moments then. What a lap by Milan then. 27.5 scare me there from Gordo. It's not doing me much good either. Indian G said on the second part of the course as well. Will Milan stay in facing the right way around then? That is the question that we need to find out. Maldonado saying that's that's one quick Q3. If they got into the sixes, I was quitted. At the moment, who's that? Was that a Red Bull then? It was Los Sols on an outlap and 2 minutes ago in this qualifying session. If they go into the 26s, I think I would have fallen off of my perch. We got Indian Jesus then into 14 and now into 15 then. 2 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Out of the final turn then. What can Indian Jesus do then? I've got to think it's on a fantastic season, isn't he, Indian Jesus? He's run out of earth. But it's 5th fast, and he's the meat in the Haas sandwich at the moment then. So Indian Jesus currently full fast at the moment, and his Total Peace then is finding a alternative method of going around the track there. VTOL in a very fantastic sixth position there. Good time indeed there for VTOL in the Alfa Romeo there, very much mixing it up there. And Cowie has come out with, oh goodness me, he's going to have to really cut the course, isn't he, if he's going to get around there. Goodness gracious me, then it's going to be very much a nip and tuck there. Into Jesus fifth position, VTOL in sixth position, that might be them done and dusted. Lost Souls then with 70 seconds to go in this session, and Car 90 on the back straight then, and here's the first of the DRS zones. There they are now. Look at this, and it's so hot out here in France, and not only in terms of the weather, but in terms of the pace as well. Magnificent, isn't it? And now we're breaking down into the second chicane as well. Milan has just said, I'm actually surprised because I'm without Sis since Thursday. Laugh out loud, forming a moment, the same fair play, mate. Amazing time there from Milan, from Sarah Smashing to Milan as well. That was a cracking time, wasn't it? Lost Souls has got more in the piggy bank, and so is Ericsson as well. I feel that German has. Oh, we got a great shootout. And we've completely forgotten about Total Peace then, who also hasn't set a time just yet either. And Total Peace is not a driver that comes out and be cautious then with a run with only one run left, is he? He would just give it a go all for broke, would he? The Williams driver. Lost Souls then into the final turn as well. Let's see then if it was. It's going to do on the board. There's Pease then with 13 seconds to go, and Lost Souls is on pole position there by a tenth of a second, and he has done it again. Lost Souls never on pole position in his ALR gold career, has he? But he might have stolen one here. Or I say stolen, I might say he has waltzed to one here. Magnificent time there from oh my goodness me, German just about made the line there, if I can get me words out there, in very close indeed there. Echo is 9/10 of a second up. VTOS retired from the session in a very fine sixth position then. Echo out of the final turn then. Echo is moved up into ninth position then. Echo has a second and a half improvement. Impressive stuff indeed. Pease is kept this lap much more cleaner this time then in the middle part of the lap as well. He's halfway down that long hanger straight then, and now then the second intermediate split time is now of 48.7 then. Look who's in the background. That is Emerson, who is also chasing a pole position as well for Emerson. He's had 4 pole positions this season. Here's Pease then, who hasn't been on pole position I don't think this season. Let me look at me map. Nope, no he hasn't there, but Cam Pease put that one to rest then. Out to the coming into the final pull. Look at that, 3 corners to go for Pease. Car 2, it's the Williams Mercedes car here. Now into 15 then, locking up the inside friends. I'm going to spit him out wide then. I feel he's done a very good line through there. Is this enough? And this is Peter's first run. It's pole position, a magnificent time. Emerson's on pole position there. Oh goodness me, I can't even keep up. What about Milan? Milan comes across the line. He is fourth in the end. Emerson is snatched away then with less than with almost no time left. Think German get on pole position. I am hanging on to everywhere. Oh, German is fifth in the end, but it is Emerson getting his 5th pole position of his season, and that is absolutely spectacular stuff. What an end to qualifying there. Oh my goodness gracious me, that is fantastic end to qualify. Absolutely love that. Brilliant stuff indeed. And that is actually Emerson's 16th pole position of his career by a tenth of a second from Pease in second position. How close is the top 3? Less than 2/10 of a second there. Magnificent stuff indeed, isn't it? Wow, wow, wow. It's like that song, isn't it, by Kate Bush. In third position is a Lost Souls, and what a return. Lost Souls down in fourth position. Milan in fourth position. German in fifth. India Jesus 6th with V Todd and Cowie 7th, 8th. Carboy and Echo 9th and 10th position. What a qualifying that was. I absolutely love that. That was magnificent, wasn't it? Pastor saying crazy how quick gold is brilliant. Sarah Smusher saying that's very scary indeed. Same with Gordo as well. Frightening. Goodness me. Pastor's going, oh my. Sarah Smith saying, Undone Emerson is unreal then. That one was, and Emerson saying that one was for Murray. Yep, I think that Murray would have loved that pole position there. Very much a centre and a centre-esque lap, wasn't it? Really just pulling one out of the bag. Very much a centre Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher-esque lap, really, wasn't it? 3 drivers that really knew how to snatch pole position from out underneath their opponents. Brilliant stuff indeed. indeed. Very good stuff indeed. Then Milan saying looked up on the last corner, and that might have been what caused that Milan out of submission. Then and what return there for Souls as well from Serious Mushroom. It was a cracking return, wasn't it? By the way, Jonathan had 12 pole positions, not 11, so I apologise now to Jonathan. There is, I gave you all misinformation then, and that's what you get for trying to do everything by memory then. Right then, here we go then for the start of the French Grand Prix. There's 27 laps around here. I got to say, this race absolutely flies by normally, so really, do I want it to fly by? No, I don't. And the longer I commentate on ALR, the better in my opinion. Let's go through the 20-car grid, shall we? There is 2 soft runners, and those is V, Todd, and Echo. We got hard runners and for Nosey, Equals, Dynamo Dan, Liam, Gunnar and Murphy. Everyone else is on the medium tires. Here's Emerson, and the World Championship leader, who has got 23 career wins to his name. Now, he's only 2 away from a quarter of a century. That is ridiculous, isn't it? In his 67 starts in ALR, he has had 23 Grand Prix wins and 39 podiums there. Impressive stuff indeed, and this could be his 40th podium here tonight then, if he finishes in the top 3. And of course, this is the first race in his ALR career where he didn't get a podium at all, did he? As he had a magnificent battle there with, I think it was Wishbone, wasn't it, who was drawing the Renault that day. Right, 27 laps around the around Paul Ricard then. Serious Russian saying good luck all, as this is going to be a cracker, isn't it? There's the pit stop strategy. You see the soft tires not lasting very long at all around this circuit. Emerson pole position, and that was his 16th pole position of his career. Magnificent stuff indeed. Pease is alongside him on row 1. Then Pease is not going to let him have an easy races here. And Lost Souls, and what a return then for Lost Souls. He has found himself in 3rd position. Milan in 4th, and he had issues on the final turn of his final qualifying run in 4th position. Gurman in 5th position. He left it very late, didn't he? I wonder if that distracted him and made him have a difficult first sector. We didn't see the whole of his lap, did we? But Gurman down in 5th position. Indian Jesus in a very solid 6th position there. It's the 2 McLarens once again really showing that they are impressive this season. Vitold in 7th position there. Cowie is in 8th position. Carboy in 9th end. Can he get another podium then? Oh, goodness me. In that 9th position, Carboy has said, of course, he'll be aiming for a hat-trick of podiums here in this event then. 10th position, Echo. 11th position is Tango. He is very happy with his 11th position there. Jonathan in 12th position in car 25. 13th is Nolsey, the man who's second in the World Championship. Mr. Elite in 14th position. Equals is in 15th. Dynamo down on his first start with the Williams team in 16th position. Diego in 17th. Liam in 18th position now. Struggling on this circuit, Liam is Gunnar in 19th. And Murphy is found his keys to his Alfa Romeo. He is 20th on the grid on the hard tyres then. Here we go then. 20 cars and 27 laps around the Paul Ricard circuit. All the drivers are lined up and ready to go. We're on board with the champion, the world champion, the championship leader as well. And now we are getting ready to get going in. 5 lights are on then, and here we go. We are going France then. Not yet then. Whereas I'm now waiting for lights. The revs are building then, and we are racing here in Paul Ricard. It's a drive-through penalty for Goon, and we'll go here in France. And Emerson is kept the lead, but it looks at, and look at Lost Souls there just lurking in the background there. Pease is quite a long run down turn one. Then Milan having a look on the inside, but he's had to scamper across out. Who's that? That's a McLaren got off there. It's getting very tight in turn 2, and the McLaren comes on then. I think he's gone into the path of the Ferrari, and there's debris all over the circuit there. That's a Ferrari end plate flicking off there, and the McLaren there coming back on quite dangerously there. I'm not sure if it was Milan or Indian G10, and now Milan's up on the inside. He's had an appalling difficult start here in France, and Echo dropping down the order, so is Mr. Lee as well. Both Ferraris are last in the constructors, and on a nightmare start to this Grand Prix, and Echo then has damaged the wing then. He has damaged the wing then. Is Tango having a look as we're having a drag race down into the first chicane then as well. Jonathan having a look on the inside then, and Echo then is into the chicane first, and equals, if I get my words out, penalties afoot already then. That's Liam, yeah, we have a 3-second penalty on board of Equals. And look at this as he's gaining. Emerson is already a second in front of Pease as Equals going through turn Turn 11 as well, then look, Jonathan's having a look on the inside. We've got, oh goodness me, Jonathan there is sending it deep, then sending it up the inside there. Mr. Echo's got to go in the pits, and he's got major damage. Both Ferraris have damage then, and if both Ferraris are going to have to queue up by the looks of this one as well, as Liam has took the bollard with him there, as Liam's got a problem with, oh yeah, the bollard is now finally finally released itself, and yes, so Pease is in the pits, and what's happened to Pease? He's had some issues there, and we got Emerson who's seen the race of a Pease, what's going on then? Williams mechanics are around the pits then. Has there been contact between Emerson and Pease? We're having a look now then as Jonathan's into the points and taking a look. Pease has damaged the nose cone on the Williams there. Oh goodness me, he's on the hard tire, so major blow there. Oh, for Pease, and Emerson leads then, and that might be why that Emerson on a second lead then. Lost Souls in second position, Vitor in a fantastic third position, and German is fourth, Carboy is fifth, Milan dropping down a couple positions, he is down 2 positions, seventh in sixth position there. Jonathan is gone up 2 positions there, 4 positions for Equals and for Liam and Diego as well. Good stuff indeed then. Of course, the biggest losers, unfortunately, is the guys in the pits, and that's Pease, Echo. Gunnar also moving up position as well. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got a Haas car of Cowie going up the inside. Then Injagis are leaving the door open, but that's going to allow Cowie to go through. Then look at this, Cowie on his second Grand Prix here in the Haas team in the French Grand Prix as well. And look at this, we've got a drag race. We've got a drag race going down into turn 9 and 10. Then Cowie is on the outside, Injagis on the inside. Goodness me, it takes skill just to get one car through there, let alone 2. And look at this, and they're having a great bout in the this turn. Oh gosh, and the right-hander there really tightens up. Then now into 12-headed. Who's that off? That's one of the that's Tango. He's gone right off, almost into the path of Jonathan there. And Cowie is still in 8th position there. Look at this, as they're swapping around into 14, into 15 as well. And the same with Jonathan. And look at this, and that's magnificent racing side by side there. Emerson is setting fast enough after fast up on this thing. The world champion is loving it, and Cowie is through, and he moves up into 8th, 7th position, I should say. Tango is going side by side with Jonathan. Tango's on the inside, Jonathan is on the outside, he's back on the inside for turn 2. Diego's got a 3-second penalty as well. The Ferrari, Mr. Lee, has elected not to come in the pits, hasn't he? But good stuff indeed then for Tango, Jonathan, for Indian Jesus, and for Cowie as well. Love that. The gap is already up to 2 seconds at the front there. Lost Soul starting to maintain the pace then of Emerson as well. Jonathan running wide then. He is really strong with the understeer now. And look at this. And so Ferrari is now darting out from underneath the slipstream as well. Echo, I thought Echo had damage then. I think I'm telling a lie. I am telling a lie. That Ferrari is in full attack then. He's up the inside. Jonathan there is really strong. And Echo is now trying to go up and under. Knowlesy having an appalling start, down in 15th position at the moment. He's lost 2 positions there. Knowlesy has his second in the World Championship, and Carboy at this stage of proceedings is going to be a point ahead of Knowlesy if it's finished like this, which I highly doubt it would then, as we have got rain afoot, haven't we? Gunnar is just dropped behind there. Tango in who is this? Tango getting 3-second penalties there, but is Indian Jesus really struggling there. Look at this, as Tango has got multiple warnings there. He's adjusting the setting on the steering wheel as well, isn't he? Incredible how they adjust the steering wheel settings as well as that Tango there. I thought he was going to the back of Indian Jesus, but look at, Jonathan is going to sneak on the inside there, and very close there. Tango, he's got a red exit, and Tango then is up for session there. He is matrixing all over the show, and unfortunately Tango has got a rotten bit of luck there, hasn't he? Vitor is the only driver on the soft tires at the moment. Incredible stuff indeed there. Jonathan's going to be up with that though, because he's now thrown up into 9th position now. Equals got a penalty as well there, but I feel that Mr. Elite then and Jonathan are going to be very much returning to their battle as well. And they just had a look then, Sir Francis saying Vitor is fine, he's having a magnificent time. I'll read your comments back in just a few moments, ladies and gents, because I'm just so enthralled about what's gone on in this race. Fantastic stuff. Look at this, so we've got 5 drivers that have got penalties so far, and Vitor is up into second. Magnificent performance there from Vitor. He's having an absolutely outstanding drive. Tango's back in the session. He's dropped down to 16th, unfortunately. Vitor is standing up into the seat of that car at the moment. He's gone purple in the second sector. Magnificent. Gurman and Lost Souls in are 3rd and 4th at the moment. They have to, what are they going to do about Emerson at the moment? Because look at this, Emerson's just dancing away in front. But Vitor is having a magnificent start to this Grand Prix. Really good stuff indeed. On board down Carboy, who is behind Milan at the moment. There, Milan having an appalling start, but he is back into 5th position now. And let's see what he can do from here on in then. His car boys run wide there, hasn't he? Of course, there it's brutal. The track limits around here. We haven't even touched on the track limits, have we? When we was in qualifying, goodness me. But yeah, the track limits around here are quite brutal indeed. Then, just forming a moment saying Tango needs to stop taking his PlayStation to McDonald's there and using their Wi-Fi. I used to have that problem as well. VTOL setting the fast up the race, and he's absolutely stonkingly quick on those soft tires right from the get-go. Impressive stuff there from VTOL. Then, really making hay whilst the sun is shining around here. Very good stuff indeed there from VTOL, really good stuff indeed. Then typical T1 there from Cirrus Motion. Then it was a very much manic indeed. Then it really was, wasn't it? But as Gordon's also expecting a good race. Cirrus Motion saying that Tango has some bad luck with connection. So many points have been lost this season. It's gutting. He's really quick. Then as Sam's rightly pointed out, it's a dodgy. He's got a problem with his PlayStation. Now I think it's a corrupt file. It's not on the PlayStation or something like that, but it just can't write. It's wrong or something like that. Really weird. Then there's something wrong with the hardware. Perhaps as VTOD then is now starting to fall back into the clutches of this battling group here, which is a Lost Souls and Gurman. Well, I'm 2 seconds away from these drivers at the moment. He is in fifth position there with Carboy really much following his coattails. As look at Mr. Elite there once again right underneath the rear wing of Jonathan, but too far back at the moment. I thought he was going to go for a move in this turn here. Jonathan is running wide. Then this corner can really catch you out, can it? And it's a brutal corner on the thermal degradation then of the tires then on the tires then for these Pirelli rubber then. Really brutal indeed, isn't it? VTOL staying out at the moment, and he's doing a good job. VTOL is actually fantastic stuff at the moment. Very good stuff, and he's flying the flag for the Alfa Romeo team at the moment. Dan Murphy in 15th position. Mr. Driver today is currently in 15th at the moment, but it's usually the second half of the race where it really comes alive. Look at these queue of cars then. Got to say, it's very much a DRS training, isn't it? Which is what I heard in the practice session when the drivers were doing the practice sessions last night. They were very much talking about this DRS training. I think some of their worst fears have come to roost. And Mr. Elite, though, is at front of this DRS training. Well, I say in front then, but look at this. Jonathan is slightly out of that DRS training one, and Tango is got in front of Dynamo Dan, and Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty as well. Tango trying to make his way back through the field then after having a problem then and disconnecting. Lovely shot here from Diego then as we're going on the back straight out of turn 7. I love these heli-cam shots then. We got a pass. It is VTOL who's dropped down into third position. He is sneaking around those soft tires there, are screaming now, and Gurman is alongside VTOL. He's going to go side by side into turn 10, I think. Look at this, and he is through and up into third position. VTOL soft tires might have had his day after only a couple of laps, and of course but that is what everyone was fearing, who was on the soft tires. Only 2 drivers start on the soft tires in this Grand Prix, so unfortunately VTOL starting to drop back slightly. Cirrus Mushroom saying Equals looking very good here if it could rain. Yeah, because that's a very good point there from Cirrus Mushroom. And Formula Moment is definitely agreeing with that as well. So into the pits there comes V-Top. Then he's coming into the pits, and so he's the first of the drivers to come in. And let's see then what can V-Top do now for the rest of the race. So Gurman now up into third position. Milan 4th, then Carboy 5th, Cowie 6th, Indian Jesus 7th, Jonathan up to 8th, then Mr. Elite that is still mirroring Jonathan at the moment in 9th. Equals in 10th position. He is on those hard tires, isn't he? Liam also on the hard, and Nosey and John and Dan as well on the hard tires. Tango on the medium tires. Dan on the hard tires. So this is going to get very interesting. Tango's got another penalty, I think, then. So that's 2 penalties in quick succession. Then 20 laps to go in the Grand Prix around here. The car 22 we're just watching right now. All over the back of Jonathan there. Jonathan would love to get some points. He's having a very much difficult stage of his career. Unfortunately, Jonathan is last time he scored was at the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, goodness me. 5 rounds ago then. Almost 5 rounds ago then. So Jonathan would like to get back onto the on the score sheet then, and he can here tonight then. But Mr. Elite then is going to try and demote him then. Look at this wheel to wheel stuff. Mr. Elite's got a 3-second penalty. Jonathan there slamming the door shut then on the nose cone, the Ferrari. He's got the slipstream now. He hasn't got DRS though, has he? But Mr. Elite hasn't this time around. And there's the equalizer just lurking in the background at the moment. Good spot, guys. That's why I need you in the comments there to very much keep me on my toes. Because I've got to say, I did notice the equalizer on the hard tires, but I did notice he was that far up. Impressive stuff indeed, was there for equals. Tango's back in the session now, but unfortunately he's lost out. Once again, Tango's, and I've got to say, that's so frustrating, isn't it, for Tango to keep dropping in and out then, because he's a very quick customer indeed, then, isn't he, Tango is. As I just on board, coming in to turn 15 as well. well, as I've got to quickly wipe the hair away from my brow, from me face. Then look, then Equals has now started to really get interested on the rear of that Ferrari. German is now starting to also put in some good times as well. Remember, this was the start of German's renaissance, wasn't it? In the Silver League, and this run of Grand Prix in silver really propelled him to the World Championship in silver as well, wasn't it? From France, him and Haas just won all the way through up until the Russian Grand Prix, didn't he? German in that American-based team really impressed them. Diego just drawn back slightly. We got a great battle between the Mercedes, the pink Mercedes, the Mercedes and the pink Mercedes again, then, which is Equals, Diego, Liam, and Knowlesy. Great battle indeed then, and Knowlesy's dropped back slightly, so we're just now watching the second racing point and having a look up the inside then, but he's a bit too far back at the moment. I'm so impressed with these drivers of how I'm so impressed with these drivers of just how much they just break every lap after lap there on the same exact spot. Then it's the absolute precision there from all the gold drivers and the silver drivers as well. After watching the races in Canada last week, I love the Canadian Grand Prix for both gold and silver last week. Amazing stuff indeed, wasn't it? Of course, we had a first-time Grand Prix win as well. Of course, it was Welshman Nodder getting a first Grand Prix win. It was a brilliant race as well, wasn't it? I've got to say, very fitting on International Women's Day. That was absolutely cracking stuff, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff from Welshman. And of course Emerson also won in the Gold League as well. And Renault are very much on a fine run of form at the moment, aren't they? But we got Renault leading one train there, and another Renault leading the second train here into the pits. There comes Tango after 7 laps on the medium tires. I'm wondering if he's got damage there, 'cause that's a bit early in my book to come in the pits then after only a couple of laps. So Jonathan's got another penalty there, unfortunately, in the Renault. We're on board Diego, and he's really keeping Equals honest at the moment then. But as we've already mentioned, this DRS train is going to be very, very difficult indeed. It's going to be very difficult indeed then for these drivers then just to keep their cool. So Emerson's now got a 3-second lead over Lost Souls, but German is second at the moment. And I'm wondering if German and Lost Souls might just start to pull each other along slightly now. Then if they're going to keep fighting, then they're going to lose time to Emerson then. But I got to say, Emerson has got a 3-second lead at the moment, and he is kind of like we've got to say he is very much out of the. Is he out of the undercut zone? I don't think he is, Emerson. He's out of the DRS zone, but I don't say he's out of the undercut zone. So I think that Emerson would have to extend that gap to probably another 2 seconds perhaps, and just to feel a bit safe. Oh goodness me, Liam is definitely making Diego not feel too safe at all. He's gone up the inside, and look at this. So Diego's going for the water line. Liam is trying to sneak up and under on the racing point. Liam is struggling qualifying, but he's having a much better race. He's on the outside. That's a magnificent maneuver there from Liam. Look at this. Wow, it's so close there, and Liam is through into 11th position. That's a magnificent maneuver. Carboy is in the pits and from 5th position. So he's in the pits and on the medium tires, and I'm wondering if he's going to go to the hard tires, and there might be some undercuts coming right now then. And again, and I think that's also a bit early then. Perhaps I thought they would come in slightly later. It just shows how much I know, doesn't it? And as we're now coming back into turn one, and now Liam is into 10th position. Now his teammate is just in front of him. Milan has got another penalty as well. Where is Carboy? He's coming out of the pits now. It's a very long pit lane here, isn't it? Of course, they extended the pit lane halfway through it last season, didn't they? And there is Vital just in front of us, and on the medium tires. Carboy is on the hard tires. So Vital on the medium tires here. So that's interesting. So we're expecting Vital to come back into the pits then. So unless he feels the rain is quite close, and at the moment there is no black clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful sky. It looks very beautiful out. Here's Total P's right down the back of the field. Then Diego, I think Diego is just is he letting Nosey pass it, or is Nosey very much on the front foot? It's possible, and Nosey's now on the front foot as the hard tires are starting to really come into their own in this Grand Prix, and there might be drivers that just starting to fall back slightly. Liam then on board with Liam once again, and as we're going through the very quick turn 10, German and Lost Souls still 3 seconds, and they have really start to minimise that gap, haven't they? As Emerson just can't pull away at the moment, and maybe Emerson's looking after his tires and going for his 24th Grand Prix win here tonight. Emerson is magnificent for Emerson. Also going to extend his lead in the World Championship. He's already got a 75-point lead. Then Cowie has rolled the dice. He's coming now. So Cowie also in the pits as well. Then what tires is the Haas are going to go on? We'll keep an eye on the Haas as we have just got a Lionel Stern DRS train around here. He's Jonathan Cox cleaning this up at the moment, and as he is a second and a half away from Indian Jesus. Indian Jesus is about 5 seconds away from his teammate as well. Cowie's on the medium tires, and so Cowie is coming and going onto the medium tires as well. So it looks like my strategy call is absolute hogwash, isn't it? So that's why you do not listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, because that is absolutely appalling stuff. But in terms of my strategy call, anyway, Cowie out of the pits. He's on the medium tires now. Tango is at the fast of the race. Topes is going the hard tires. That is Topes would be hoping for some kind of safety car to get him back into this race. Diego's on the soft tires along with Tango. Then so good. So this is I'm loving this race. This is fantastic, isn't it? I'm loving the variety of strategy around here. Magnificent, isn't it? Oh, great stuff indeed then. And look at this, and look how much Liam gains under braking on his teammate of equals, as both Mercedes had Lionel Stern, and remember both Mercedes was had a bit of a difficult qualifying session, but now they're in the top 10. Yes, we're on lap 11 of the Grand Prix. Equals having a look on the inside of Mr. Elite, then Mr. Elite in the Ferrari on the medium tires as well. And look at this, and it's going running up and underneath fence. It's getting a bit dull out there now, isn't it? The rain might be closer than what we think then. It's still blue skies most of the way around this circuit. Decline on the curve there. That's not good. That's not very good there for Equals. Says the commentator, of course. It's very easy for my job. Is I just sit in the old commentary box there and just talk really. But that curb can be very slippery, can't it? Emerson then is coming out of the pits now, so he's coming to the pits and throwing on the hard tires, and he is going to be in this train of the hard runners then. So Emerson's got a bit of overtaking to do now then. Milan coming out of the pits as well. Jonathan is also coming to pits, and so Emerson should be out on a clear track then. Dynamo Dan is just in front of us at the moment. V Top then has elevated himself quite up nicely as well. Look at this, Carboy also out in front of Milan as well, and Cowie then. So the undercut has worked absolutely to perfection for those drivers there. And look, there's Total Pease in the background as well. Pease, unfortunately, he's on a different strategy now after the issues he had and had to replace the front wing. We didn't see what happened with Pease's front wing from the get-go, unfortunately. But whatever the case may be, is the Mercedes have swapped positions there. Liam has now been in fourth position, and it's the highest of the hard runners. And good stuff indeed then. Wow, magnificent. Serge Merton saying that Equals and Liam looking very good indeed then. Them clouds are looking great for Serge Merton, or is it just me? Really good stuff indeed then, as Jake the Slayer has just let the cat out of the bag, as he is now in the he is now driving for the Mercedes team actually in silver. As unfortunately Sean Hammers is there is had to pull out for a couple of races, so hopefully Sean Hammers will be back in the not too foreseeable future. Good Sean Hammers in the Mercedes then, but yeah, I look forward to seeing Sean Hammers. It's great to see Jake the Slayer in a full-time seat in silver, and good stuff indeed that as Watchman Nada is going to jeepers. Look at that. Look at that DRS train. Impressive stuff indeed then. It is, isn't it? The DRS train. Great stuff. Yes, and I think I do agree with you, Serious Mission there. It is very bleak out there now, isn't it? Emerson there is coming to the back of Dynamo Dan, then alongside passes Dynamo Dan and moves up into 8th position then. Next target is Murphy then. And of course, we know about the history between Murphy and Emerson. They have come across her a few times in the earlier seasons, haven't they? I think season 2 and season 3 they came to blows. Look at this then. So Indian Jesus then is now being swamped by the hard runners of the Mercedes of German is taking the lead. German leads the French Grand Prix. He passes Lost Souls and away he goes, and Liam is also past Indian Jesus as well. I think the medium tire runners are struggling now, and now then so Liam is the highest of the highest runners on the hard tires, and I think his teammate is going to have a look and see, oh goodness me, as it is still getting dull overhead then. And Tears was also mentioned about Nosey not having any penalties at all, and that's quite right. Same with Murphy as well, and Emerson then. So there's a lot of drivers doing a great job then. And look at this then, is now Equals is coming Equals coming up and underneath Indian Jesus, and then this is getting very good indeed. Bogoro saying it's getting very dark, then this is going to get very interesting indeed. Look at this, and it's the rain clouds are coming in here. Look, oh goodness me. Keep an eye on the sky, because this is going to get very interesting indeed then. And one of the hard runners that have pulled an absolute blinder here into the pits. Then comes Los Souls. German is staying out there. He rolled the dice in Canada last week, it didn't work, but I'm wondering if he's looking at those clouds and the rain is coming then. Oh goodness gracious me then. And the rain is afoot, everyone. This that we was expected later on the race, but it might come earlier than what we was expecting. Lost Souls is coming out of the pits as well. We're keeping on where he comes out, as It's raining! It's raining in the race! Oh, goodness me! I was expecting this early, so go feed them to the hard runners. It's going to be absolutely loving life, and the medium runners are going to have to hang on to their tyres now. Oh, good gosh, then. And this is absolutely great stuff indeed, isn't it? German's got a 12-second lead at the moment. I think, remember, he won his first Silver Grand Prix in Silver last season at this Safari event then, and he just might have pulled off a shrewd strategy move here. Injured Jesus now is going to be looking backwards. Look at the raindrops. They're falling on this man's head then. It is Equals. He's alongside Equals. Is up to third position then. It's a Mercedes third. No, where's he? Second and third then, if I get my teeth back in. Oh, goodness gracious me then. And look at this, and Knowlesy is now just behind Indian Jesus as well. Look at the raindrops. That's a lot of rain right from the get-go. It's still slick tyres at the moment, isn't it? There's Emerson in the background. He's gone the hard tyres. I wonder if Emerson could potentially have gone on the soft tyres perhaps then, but maybe it's very difficult to judge. Now look, Indian Jesus is running out wide then. The understeer on that McLaren is quite apparent, isn't it? Really struggling at the moment. And Indian Jesus he is just going to be limping around then. Emerson's got a lot to do now as to make up time as the race leader German is now technically a pit stop ahead of him as he's adjusting the steering wheel settings at the moment. Then Emerson is right underneath the rear wing of Murphy. Murphy's having a look on the inside. Oh, goodness me, there's going to be contact. And it was getting very close. And Indian Jesus has been wrong third. And now as we're coming through as well. Oh my good gosh, sir. It's getting very hair and scare, isn't it? And now Indian Jesus is going to have a DRS run down into turn one. Not quite. Emerson is right underneath the rear wing of the McLaren. Murphy is through. Oh, Emerson having to break quite suddenly there. Look at this. And he's alongside Indian Jesus, and now Emerson is going to be up in the sixth position, is he? He is indeed. Then Emerson's on that newer old tyres course. Oh, but he's gone a bit wide there, hasn't he? How long until we're on the intermediate or wet tyres? Los Sols has just got past Todd and up into 11th position then. So the drivers that went on to the medium tyres and the likes of Cowie and Milan might be this might have been a good move here, but having said that, they are dropping back from Emerson at the moment. German there is going to be showing an Emerson now up into 5th position then. But these are the drivers that you will be racing now, because if this rain carries on, then he is going to be right in this battling queue of cars. So Emerson there is I've got to say that if this is a strategy mistake for the Renault team, well, I feel it is at the moment, but there is still so many laps to go in this Grand Prix. We're only on lap 15 out of 27, but that is a lot of rain. Nosey, the man who is second in the World Championship, it has gone from where Nosey was not scoring any points at all, is now outscoring his championship rival. There he is in front of us right there in the Pink Panther. Nosey has been an absolute revelation since returning to ALR this season, hasn't he, with 3 Grand Prix wins, and really giving Emerson a run for his money. Into the pits comes Liam and German. Is it down for the wet tyres? Murphy's got a 3-second penalty as well. And what's going on then? I have no idea then. And they're coming across the line once again then. And now then Emerson's right underneath the rear wing of Knowlesy, and they've gone side by side. Intermediate tyres have gone on for a couple of drivers, and I'm wondering, is that too early? Then I haven't seen the DRS deactivation zone just yet then. Oh, good gosh then. Now then Emerson is back up into second position. Equals is leading the Grand Prix at the moment. Then this is going to get very interesting indeed then. Equals is leading the Grand Prix. Fantastic performance there from Equals. So we've got a lot of drivers in the pits. A lot of drivers are in the pits. Is that spray coming out the back, or is that just exhaust gases there off the turbo hybrid car, the turbo hybrid engines? And look then as Emerson is going to just take his time here. He's on the fresh hard tyres, isn't he? But is he on the correct tyres? I don't think it's that. But look at this. He's made quick work, hasn't he, of Equals. He is through up into the lead once again in the French Grand Prix. Equals having an absolutely almighty Grand Prix here tonight. Fantastic stuff. Diego is 5 seconds behind German. German has got quite a healthy lead at this stage of Grand Prix. Emerson there is just now starting to pull away once again. Emerson leads, and DRS has been disabled, and I think now is the time to come in the pits. V-Top then is just accelerated a bit too much. Then German is alongside, and this week he's definitely got the intermediate tyre call absolutely to perfection. He is back up into 6th position. German is on car 25, but V-Top then didn't damage the car when he spun at the rear wheels. While he's down in 8th position, V-Top is at the moment. And Liam is on the intermediate tyres. Lost Souls as well. So is Indian Jesus. And where is Emerson going to come out in all of this like razzle dazzle that's going on. Emerson is in the pits, and the World Championship leader in the pits has a lot of rain, and everyone in the top 5 is coming to the pits as well. Gurman is already coming into the final part of the course as well as he accelerates out, and look, Emerson is not even stopped in his box. Now he has Tango's after session, and the goal on the intermediate tyres. The Renault team is look, oh goodness me, he has been held up by Nosey and Murphy. Oh gosh, there, and Gurman is now leading the Grand Prix there. He's already in turn 1 and 2 then, and now they're coming out of the pits as well. Liam going past, and Liam is passing. I think that this is still this is not as bad as what it could have been there for Emerson, so I think that I think that Emerson will be quite reasonably happy with this Grand Prix. He is back out in third position now. Liam is having a great race, isn't he, in second position there. India G's will have will know the track though, because he'll have a lap longer knowledge, won't he, than Emerson. Emerson's still in third position, Equals in fifth position. Knowles is come out in sixth, and Lost Souls in at seventh position in the Red Bull. Murphy in eighth position there. Milan in ninth, and Cowie has got past Dynamo Dan and up into 10th position now. Good stuff, Ben. Carboyle and Peace is in 12th position. Tango 13th, Diego in 15th, and Mr. Elite 16th, Jonathan down 17th, Vital 18th, Echo in 19th, and Gunnar in at 20th position. Then all 20 cars are still in the race at the moment. Then 11 seconds the gap is at the moment between Gurman and Liam at the moment. Good stuff indeed there for Gurman. Magnificent 10 laps to go in the Grand Prix. Emerson is in third position there, but here comes India Jesus. Mercedes are an absolute field day, aren't they, in second and fifth position. Magnificent stuff there from the Mercedes crew. Nosey in sixth position, and Lost Souls is having a magnificent return to ALR as well in eighth position. And look, the spray is now coming up underneath the rear wheels out of Nosey's car. Oh goodness gracious me. 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then. We're on board now when with Lost Souls. What an incredible stuff indeed then. The serious person is asking then, I wonder if anyone went with a semi or full wet setup then. Sam is Mild saying, oh no, I was saying that Gurman was looking good then. And just having a look then as well. So Mild saying that fair play to Gurman. It's yellow flag and free. What has occurred? Todd, who had some issues just before he came into the pits on the inter tires, has had another issue there. He's down in 19th. What a shameful for Todd, because at the early stages of the race it was going all to plan. Now all of a sudden he is struggling, isn't he? Emerson is really starting to lie at the track, isn't he? Lost Souls has got a 3-second penalty. Remember, the penalties are going to be crucial in the Grand Prix. Knowlesy hasn't got any at the moment, has he? And he is just tippy-toeing around at the moment. Dynamo Dan hasn't got any either, and he could potentially get some first points of his campaign for the Williams team. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Knowlesy, no DRS anymore, but look at how much that spray is coming off the back of that Mercedes. That is a lot of weather in a short space of time then. Oh goodness. And now we've still got the DRS train, but we've had the DRS now, isn't it? Look at Lost Souls are taking liberties with the outside of the track there. I think that Knowles is going to be very happy at this, and so is Murphy and Equals as well, and Liam. Yeah, fantastic performances from all the drivers there on the hard tires there, and I think they called the strategy to absolute perfection here. Brilliant stuff indeed. Carboy's got past Dynamo Dan as well. Dynamo Dan dropping down the order then. Look at this, total Peas and Dynamo Dan then side by side. Peas is up in the 12th position now. He's still got a bit of work to do. Peas as if he wants to get some points in the Grand Prix. And look at this, and look at Milan, he's all over the back of Murphy. He's going for a lunge there, and look at this, set up the inside. Then yellow flag is Vitod. Vitod's had some issues, and his teammates dropped down to 9th position there. And I'm wondering then if Milan might have spooked Murphy there. Goodness me. And Vitod is having a nightmare Grand Prix. Oh goodness me. What a shame for Vitod there. It just shows how cruel this game can be. Really is indeed, isn't it, for Vitod? He was a hero at the beginning of this race, and now all of a sudden he's down in 20th position there. No retirements yet, though. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And there's a bit of clear patch there of the weather in front of us. Liam's got a 3-second penalty, though. That could be crucial in his fight for a podium place at the moment then. Gurman still leads by 11.1 seconds then. He is on course then for his first Grand Prix win of his ALR career. I remember Gurman will be the first driver, I think, in ALR history to win in gold, silver, and bronze. So he's come up he's come up the ranks in ALR gold, hasn't he? He started off in bronze, he's been promoted to silver, and then he was the silver champion. Now he's in gold, and now he's in the French Grand Prix, isn't he? Good stuff indeed then. Nosey is still all the back of Equals at the moment. He can't get past the Mercedes driver, and this is good stuff for Equals, and a very impressive. Oh goodness me, who's that? That's Murphy. Murphy's right off the circuit there. He's struggling at the moment there, Murphy. Is there a problem with the Alfa Romeo car? And now then we've got Carboy just behind us as well. Then Murphy really struggling at this stage of proceedings then, isn't he? Lost Souls has just lost a position there to Milan. Milan is firing on all cylinders now, isn't he? He is now in the 7th position. Milan is coming back through the field like a hot knife through butter. Impressive stuff indeed. Emerson is now less than 3 seconds behind Liam as well, who's in that 2nd position there. Once again, Liam is doing a great job, isn't he, for the Mercedes team. And equals this as well. Total Peace is going on the outside there. He is on the outside, but look at this second Carboy. Look left, it's Carboy and Peace are fighting for this. This is going to get very tight, and it is indeed. But Total Peace are running off curve there, and a Carboy might not be appreciating that too much. And the Carboy is having to yield then and drop down into 11th position. Murphy's had to come in the pits, and oh goodness me, Carboy had a lunge too much there. Murphy's in the pits there, and I think it's very difficult to overtake around there. Total Peace is having the 10th position now. Murphy is in the pits, and what is going on for Murphy? 10-second penalty for Carboy, and Carboy is where is he? I'm feeling that 10-second penalty is probably as unjust. Murphy in the pits, and what is going on? He's on the wet tires. Murphy is, and so Murphy is on the wet tires. And it is. I don't think it's wet enough for the wet tires out there just yet, but perhaps, of course, but I'm wondering if there's the puddles that we cannot see then, because Murphy has been off a few times, hasn't it? It's very close then to the very close to the limit, isn't it? Nosey now on the back straight once again, but he's but at the moment there's Milan who's closer to Nosey than Nosey is to Equals at the moment. Milan is having an all-inspiring drive, isn't he, in the wet conditions at the moment. Murphy, the only driver on the wet tires. Tango is all over the back of a teammate Carboy at the moment. After him and Hang and Total Peace came the blows out. I think it was a day and $1 short from Carboy, down in 12th position now. And once again, it's all about consistency, isn't it? Especially with the points being from 25 from first down to 10th with 1 point. It really is indeed, isn't it? Of course, it is all about consistency, and of course, and I think that's why Emerson has been very consistent in all of his ALR years, hasn't he? He's the lowest he's finished in the championship is 2nd. Impressive indeed there for Emerson, isn't it? And once again, doing a great job here tonight as well. But look at this then, and now then Equals, we got a queue of cars behind then as Tango's got past his teammate Carboy, who's starting to really struggle in these conditions as well. Merlan starting going a bit wide then, and Lost Souls having a look there, and look who's in the background. Cowie is also on the scene as well. This is a great battle, isn't it? Lap 21 out of 27 here in the French Grand Prix. Milan there is look at that, he just can't pull it off the final turn then. Nosey drove him down to 7th finish there as Milan is back up into 6th head. And this is a good day for Milan then, because he wants to get back into 3rd in the championship standings, because currently Carboy has had a great last couple of races, hasn't he? And he is propelled into 3rd position. Milan would love to get back up into 3rd then, as he calls there. He had a bit of a stop-start season last season, didn't he? But this season around he's having a much stronger performance. Murphy is the wet tire gamble is not working. He's dropping back there. Someone said that Murphy took a gamble on the wet tires. It's Gordon saying he took a gamble on the wet tires, but look at how dull it's got then. It might come to Murphy, but at the moment it looks like it's a not to the right gamble. Emerson is now 5/10 of a second. He's just cruised up to the back of Liam, hasn't he? Emerson is, and look at Liam. He's trying to cool those intermediate tires, isn't he? He is burning them. He's burning through them quite quickly here. Emerson's done a lap younger on the intermediate tires as well. They are gaining on Gurman, but it's not enough at the moment. Gurman with about 7 laps to go has got a 10.8 second advantage then in this Grand Prix. I've got to say, we was expecting rain at the end of the race. That's what our information was. And Milan there is going up the inside there. Oh, goodness me then. And he is through. Up into 5th finish there. Milan is not hanging around, is he? And Lost Souls is up in 2 at 7th finish. He's got past Nosey. Nosey is dropping back now. And look, Cowie's on the outside. Cowie is on the outside, but Nosey has the inside advantage. And Total Peace has also joined the party as well. Oh, goodness me. And I got to say, that is a very tight race, isn't it? Gordo's asked, and will Carboy be able to get a 10-second penalty remove? Of course, if Carboy sends the footage into the incident report, and if it's deemed then to be unfair, which I think it might be actually, because we'll talk about that in a minute, because look at this now, up the inside is Lost Souls. What a return to form. He's got a 3-second penalty for his trouble, so. And now we've got Nosey also all over the back as well. But Equals is really, oh my goodness me, Cowie is somehow snuck up the inside of Nosey. He's now on the outside, and he is through. And Pease! Oh, Pease is trying to have a lunge there on Nosey, and Pease is half spun it. Dynamo Dan is back in the facility as well, and Dynamo Dan is on a very solid race. And Emerson is through. Where is he? There he is, and Emerson is up into second position. He has got 5 laps, and has he got the pace then to get after Gurman? 10.6 seconds the gap as the rain is getting heavier. Injured Jesus now in fourth position there. Milan is 5th. Cowie is up past Equals as well. Cowie is forced his way through. Equals is starting to drop down now, but unfortunately Equals and Nosey are dropping down the order. They're really struggling at the moment there. Both the drivers are, and look in the background there. The rain is quite heavy now, isn't it? But I still think the wet tyres are not the way to go, because Murphy is our benchmark for the wet tyres, and he is still dropping back then at this moment then. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed then, and I am absolutely I've really earned my I've really earned my Fredo tonight, haven't I? Fantastic stuff then. Cowie is now been to 7th position then. Lost Souls is in 6th, and Milan has had a drive of his life then. He's not driving a Peugeot, albeit it's quite apt around here, isn't it? Of course the French did invent the Peugeot car, didn't they? And now we're into turn 15. And hopefully we'll have a bit of a lull in the action, because literally all the way through it's just been action, hasn't it? All the way through from start to finish. Vital's got a 3-second penalty. No retirements in this race. No, I keep echoing now because that's fantastic, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed. Then let's take a look at the standing, shall we? And this is how it is at the moment. Gurman is leading then, 10.2 seconds the gap at the moment. Look at the rain; it is very heavy now. Then, and look at this. The rain, the track is almost saturated. I'm just trying to go through the order, but I don't think I can, because look at it, it's raining heavily, it's raining cats and dogs here now, isn't it? And look, Equals is going wide then. It's going to be all about skill of team on the island, isn't it? Gurman there is going to have the pressure of the world champion there, really hunting him down then. And we got a lot of drivers then who are on penalties as well, but Nosey's on no penalties at all at the moment, and Pease is right underneath the rear wing of Nosey once again, and Pease is trying to recover after a difficult race here today. Let's take stock then. Gurman is leading by 9.7 seconds, and Liam is only 2 seconds back in 3rd position there. Injured Jesus on a great drive in 4th position. Milan in 5th position. 6th is Lost Souls. 7th position is Cowie. Then we got this battle between Equals, Nosey and Pease. 8th, 9th and 10th, and Tango could salvage a point in 11th position there. Dynamo Dan, no penalties at all, and really showing a solid pace here tonight. Dan is good stuff. Cardboy in 13th position there. He has a 10-second penalty, but that could be reviewed. 14th position is Diego. Mr. Lee in 15th. Jonathan in 16th. Echo in 17th. Murphy in 18th. He's on the wet tyres. It's not going well at all. Let's see if it continues though. 19th is Gurman. V. Todd is 20th position there. And we got Renault off. Who's that? That's Jonathan. Jonathan's lost the whole of the front wing there. Diego's in the pits, and I think it's time for the wet tyres, is it? Murphy is still dropping back though from the Ferrari. I don't think the wet tyres is still the right time at the moment though. And now it's into the pits. There comes Diego then, and now he's thrown on a set of wet tyres. And Jonathan also in the pits as well, and flying in the pits. A 5-second penalty for Jonathan, so I think that is going to be frustration, isn't it? Gurman there, this is very tough conditions there, isn't it? Look, here's Emerson down in second position at the moment there. Let's look at this. He's going to be extending this in the World Championship though, isn't he? Good stuff. And Liam in a fantastic 3rd. What about the penalties, I hear you asking? Liam's got 12 seconds worth of penalties though. Oh goodness me, that could be crucial in the Grand Prix. My math is terrible. Pease has got past Equals. Nosey is dropping down the order. Pease is up into 8th position there. He's got no penalties either. Pease has so potentially he could propel himself right up into 5th position perhaps. And Pease is having a good strong end to the very difficult Grand Prix. And who is that off the circuit? Then he's right off the circuit. It's V-Top then. Oh goodness me, he's in no man's land there. He's trying to come back onto the circuit. Oh dear, then V-Top then. What a shame for V-Top then. He was on an absolutely great race, and it's just not going at all well, is it? On board then with Diego then, who's right underneath the rear wing of Echo at the moment. So it's a great opportunity then to see if the wet tyres is definitely the way to go then as well. Now Echo is look at this, and I think they are, because look at this, and this is very much showing that the wet tyres are the way to go, because Diego is just breezed past Echo on the intermediate tyres. And yellow flag as Jonathan has got off in Jonathan's aquaplane off the road then with just a couple laps to go. That's the first retirement of the Grand Prix, and Jonathan was dropping down the order, wasn't he, after a very difficult Grand Prix. Nosey is down in the 11th position. And look at this, as Knowlesy's out of the points. He doesn't have any pounds, so look at the rain. It's absolutely appalling weather out there, isn't it? It's absolutely bucketing it down now. Oh, goodness gracious me, then. It's very tough. It's very tough conditions indeed. Look at this, and look at the raindrops just streaming off the camera at the moment. Oh gosh, as Welshman has just said, there's no DNF then, but unfortunately she did jinx it because Jonathan's out of the Grand Prix. As Jake Slayer did also remind us of the jinx as well. Oh, the pit side comes Echo. I think that the wet tire gun for Murphy might have come a couple of laps too early, perhaps, then for the Alfa Romeo driver. Then Knowlesy dropped out of the points as well. Dynamo Dan's got his first penalty of the Grand Prix. Tango is now into a solid 10th position now, and let's see where he can get from here on in. Then Equals has been having a great battle, hasn't he? He's been battling that Mercedes right from when he hung on to the hard tires, and he is still in 9th position, doing an absolutely cracking job, I think. Really good stuff indeed then. Absolutely amazing. Torpedo's got a 3-second penalty as well. That's going to cost him a few positions, I think, at the end of this one. Gurman is now 6 seconds in front of Emerson. Emerson is gaining hand over fist now on the silver champion, and we got 2 laps to go though. Can Gurman there keep his nerve then? And now, because Emerson is a relentless machine at the moment, isn't he, in these rain conditions there? I gotta say, this is very close then to safety car conditions now. It's absolutely atrocious out there. It's appalling, isn't it? Goodness me. Look at this then. And Knowlesy's in the pits then. Knowlesy is coming into the pits then, and I think that it might be a bit late for the wet tires now, but it depends on how so quick these drivers are. We're keeping it on Diego's time, and he is gaining a lot of time over Mr. Lee on the intermediate tires now. So this might be one last roll of dice then for the man who's second in the World Championship, but this is an appalling day for Knowlesy, isn't it? Unfortunately, but Gurman there, this could be a potentially good day as well. The gap is down to 5.2 seconds then. Tango is just run out straight there, isn't he? And this very, very close battle indeed. Then look at this. Ever off the racing line. It is very difficult indeed. The 2 racing points and Lionel Sterling 15th and 15th and 14th position there. As we've just been at, as I think that Fulham Moses just asked why pit now then. I think it might have been just a last roll of dice there. And look, Cowie dropping down to 8th position then, because up into Mr. Elite, and it's also got past Dynamo Dan as well. And Dynamo Dan then, who's on a good race, isn't he? I think Dynamo Dan is in the Williams, but unfortunately he's dropping back slightly towards the end of the Grand Prix. And look at this, Liam is really sunk into the clutches and the McLarens. Here's one of them. It is Indian Jesus, once again having a really strong run of a really strong race. And he's having a great season, I think, Indian Jesus is, isn't he? Really impressive stuff, Fed. Very impressive stuff indeed. Then Gurman is about to start his final lap of the French Grand Prix. Then the gap is 5.5 seconds then, but Gurman has nailed the strategy there, hasn't he? Really good stuff indeed then for Roman not to say now, Gurman is really it's the Gurman's masterclass. It really is. It's impressive stuff indeed, to say the least. Introduced there is on the back of Liam, and he will get that third position there, because he did have his podium taken away from him earlier on the season, but he will be able to reclaim that the podium position here tonight then, with an absolutely magnificent run. Really impressive stuff indeed then. It's just now coming up to the end of the Grand Prix. I would say that if it was like halfway through the Grand Prix, we would have had that safety car, because these rain conditions are absolutely appalling. Tango's through, passes Equals trying to go up and under them, but I think the Tango's got the advantage here. So look at this, so it's look at this, so, and look in the background, there's Cardboy as well, also trying to get a point here in the last stage of the Grand Prix. But I feel that it might be a bit of a day late and $1 short, and look at how wet it is out there. That's absolutely it's absolutely saturated out there. I'm into third position goes Indian Juice now. He's had a great drive as well, hasn't he? I think there's been a lot of impressive drives out here tonight, hasn't there? On board. Cardboy is out of the Grand Prix, and Dynamo Dan is also off the circle as well, down in 13th position now. Dynamo Dan is, what a shame for Dynamo Dan, because he had so little penalties, didn't he? And he could have, if it wasn't for that excursion, he might have got a point or two then. But this man Gurman, yes, I agree with you in the comments, and he deserved it after last week. This bit of Gurman masterclass. He nailed the race strategy absolutely to perfection. Gurman out of the final turn. He is the first driver driver in ALR to win in gold, silver and bronze. German wins the French Grand Prix, his first Grand Prix win of his career in ALR gold. Then magnificent stuff indeed. Bronze he's won in, silver he's won in, and now in gold. A magnificent performance out from German, and a brilliant stuff indeed. And he's got a good dive, a absolutely magnificent drive. Then nailed the strategy to perfection. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Emerson in a very good second position there. He recovered quite nicely, didn't he? Emerson did that. That is why he's in the championship. I think Emerson is, because of even in the face of adversity, he's still. Even in the face of adversity, he still did a good job in second. He still did a good job to get second in the end. But today is this man's day. It is German. He was unlucky in Canada last week, but he's 2 for 2 in France now for German, as he won the race here last season, and he's in silver. Now he's won the race here in gold. He loves the French Grand Prix, doesn't he? And great stuff indeed there for German. Magnificent. You can see there as he is crawling down the back straight. That absolutely mega stuff indeed. Then V-Top. Then goodness me, had a great qualifying. And in the opening stage. This Grand Prix was brilliant, wasn't he? Unfortunately, just wanted to be was what a shame there for V-Todd. Then got to say. He had some excursions as well when the conditions was absolutely atrocious. This is appalling weather, isn't it, to say the least? Really is, isn't it? Because of we started off with beautiful sunshine, didn't we? Here in Paul Ricard, it has been it's completely different now, isn't it? Night and day. But it is German there, hit his first Grand Prix win in gold there. He loves the French Grand Prix, as I mentioned there. Driver of the day goes to Liam. Then I kind of disagree with that. The Mercedes guys was absolutely magnificent. Magical stuff there from both the Mercedes drivers. Really well done. Jake the Slayer, well done to German. Gordo saying yes, German. Jesus had lessons from Moses on the water. Parton, great drive again there from Indian Jesus. Yes, indeed, brilliant stuff indeed for Indian Jesus and the McLaren now. And yep, I agree with all the comments there. Fantastic stuff indeed. Really well done. Oh gosh, well, it got very wet towards the end now, didn't it? Oh, goodness me, then. Absolutely appalling weather conditions. There are some outstanding drives as well. But let's go for the classification then from the French Grand Prix. Round 10 of gold. Then we have a new Grand Prix winner. His name is German. Excuse me. German there won the Grand Prix today. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then second position was Emerson. Of course, Emerson, when it was very difficult, he still got a very good podium there. Really good stuff. Indian Jesus in third position. A great drive from Indian Jesus. Lost Souls on his return to ALR. A brilliant drive to fourth position today. Very good stuff indeed then. And Red Bull, that's going to lift their spirits. Fifth position, Told Pease. And I think he did a great job to recover after some issues at the beginning. Milan in sixth position. Liam, driver of the day in seventh. Cowie in eighth. Equals at ninth. Good points for Equals. Mr. Lee in 10th, and Tango just outside the points on them. Nosey in 12th, Diego 13th, 14th is Dynamo Dan, 15th is Murphy, 16th is Gunnar, Echo 17th, 18th is V-Todd. Retirements is Cartboy and Jonathan. Only two retirements in a very difficult French Grand Prix. And in the gantry, I've got all the three podium sitters in as well. Let's start off with the man who's won in gold, silver, and bronze. That is German. German. Oh goodness me! Then we thought you won earlier on the season, but you have won tonight. How are you feeling? That was really good stuff indeed. Because all your comparisons came in the pits, just as you said. Do you think that was? Do you think it was just you looking after the tyres then?
Yeah, I wasn't really pushing behind myself, but just staying in direct, saving the energy. And yeah, Emerson pit, he pit, and I knew I was staying out, and I knew the rain was coming in, so I didn't think like there's no point pitting.
Mega stuff indeed. Then you're the only driver then to win in gold, silver, and bronze. Then what's that? Because I think that's magnificent for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I didn't think I'd get a win this soon in gold because a lot of people were a lot quicker than me. But like recently, I've improved my pace a lot, so feeling pretty confident for the rest of the season.
A lot of the comments in the comment section was saying that you deserve that after a very unlucky Canadian Grand Prix. Do you feel that this is retribution for last week?
Yeah, well, Emerson was really quick in the race, so it was hard to break out of DRS and stay there. But I feel like me and him were like the quickest two, so I feel like pretty good to be honest.
Really good stuff indeed then. And what is your aims for the remainder of the season? Do you think you can bring it to that top three?
Yeah, essentially my aim top three. Like Emerson's pretty much won it probably already, so my aim is to get top three out here for that.
Really good stuff. Well done, German, and absolutely brilliant stuff. And I think you was our viewers star of the day. They was absolutely loving you today. Really good stuff. Emerson, you got second today. I got to say, it looked like that the elements were against you, but I was mentioning on the stream then that even with all the elements thrown against you, you still got a very strong second.
Yeah, to be honest, I was quite happy with it because I don't think my mediums could have made it to the point where the rain come anyway. So I just tried doing the opposite and tried the aggressive strategy rather than the tyre saving strategy. And I mean, it almost worked. What I was trying to do at the end. Well, I didn't think I was going to catch German that quickly, to be honest, but I think the gap was about 16 seconds when I came out on the inters. I got it down to about 4. So when I saw within a couple laps to go that I could have maybe got it down to 3 seconds, and I was hoping that he could have got a penalty or something. That was like kind of my last resort. But yeah, I mean, it was perfect for him from last week to come back the way he did. So yeah, well done to him, and it was a great race, to be honest. I really enjoyed coming through the field after all the hard runners and that stayed out. But yeah, it was a good race, to be honest.
There was one moment where you went onto the hard tires. Did you think that maybe soft tires was the better option?
Looking back on it, it probably was, yeah. But I don't think I would have really gained too much time from it because I wasn't really on them for much longer anyway. But the soft tires they're not very good around here. So I just thought that if the rain doesn't come, at least I can guarantee to get to the end of the race. I was just kind of covering off everything rather than doing something risky.
Really good stuff. Well done, Emerson. Great second today. And let's come to Indian Jesus in third position. What a magnificent performance that was, Indian Jesus. Amazing stuff today. I got to say, towards the end of that race, you was absolutely magical on those intermediate tyres. It seems like you loved the rain.
Yeah. To be honest, I just pushed as hard as I could. Tried to stay with Emerson as long as I could, but he was just too quick, to be honest here. And I also stayed out very long on my mediums, and in the end they were like 95%, and I was petrified. I thought they'd actually break, but it worked out. I went with the inters, and then I just stayed behind Emerson and tried to go as fast as I could.
You lost the podium this year, earlier on this year, but you've gained this one back today. I've been very impressed with you this season, which basically I'm not sure if that means anything to you or not. But you've been very consistent with getting the points. You've been getting a lot more in the points than you were last season. What's your aim for yourself and the McLaren team for the remainder of the season?
Hard to say. I think with Milan as my teammate, we're still aiming for the constructors. I think that's possible if we just keep up the good work, keep up delivering. And for myself, I just try to get as many points as I can. I have to be more consistent, even though I've had a couple of races where I should have scored points, but I screwed up or I made stupid mistakes. I didn't qualify well. I have to work on that. But I think, for myself, top 5 maybe. And hopefully McLaren can win the constructors. But we'll see.
Great stuff indeed. Well done, Ninja Jesus. Well done to our 3 rostrum winners as well. We'll be back tomorrow night for Silver's action from the French Grand Prix here in Paul Ricard. Then we had a first-time winner last time out as well in the Canadian Grand Prix, Welsh Maldonado. Is she going to go for 2 for 2? We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30.